Hello, we are live.
Yes, we are.
Yay.
We
Good
did
evening, folks.
it. Hello, everyone in chat.
Hello, hello, everyone.
Hello, and everyone that's on the panel. How's everyone doing tonight?
Great, great.
Good. Yeah. Hello.
Pretty good. How many
Hello,
do we have
ladies.
here? So, let me introduce who I have here with me. Um, First would be myself, Anita Head, also known as Anita Brain. You can call me either. But
Affectionately known as Anita Brain.
yes, I think I'm proving myself that I certainly don't need a brain, that I'm
Mhm.
more than competent. I
Right.
also have Miss Honeybee with me from
Hello,
Buzzing
hello.
About Crime. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. It's an honor.
I have Miss Barbara Lee, my sister,
Hi.
with me.
Hey. Hey, how are you?
She's been with me from the start, helped get the channel up and running, and great friend.
Thank you
And
so
we
much. My
have
pleasure.
Miss Betsy.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome, welcome, Betsy. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much
Thank you.
for being here with us tonight.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad you invited me up here. I'm sorry about your live yesterday, but
That's fine. Things come up, and health always comes first. So
Right.
yeah.
that was
Mhm.
absolutely more important. That,
I I do
but
want to let the chat know that I'm feeling better today.
good,
Mm.
Yes.
good. Um, so I wanted to, I guess, start out by just maybe giving a little bit of my history with your brother, Betsy, um, and how I came to find him, um, how I came to Anita Head, come, um, start the channel.
Okay.
And I found your brother popped up on my feed one day, and started watching him last summer, and just sitting in the back and just listening to the amount of inconsistencies, I guess, I was finding within his stories.
Yeah.
Lies.
A lot, yeah.
Mhm. He's a
I.e.,
liar.
lies. He's a liar. He
Mhm.
can't seem to tell the truth,
Mm-hmm.
even when there's no reason to lie about
Exactly.
things.
Mhm.
That's the
So,
crazy part.
yes, things that you don't need to be lying about.
Yeah,
Like, why are you
exactly.
lying?
I mean, he's literally lying that I'm his sister still.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, I sent my birth certificate, I sent my social security card, and just in case he says, well, my sister's name is Betsy Ross, not Betsy Jimenez, I sent my marriage certificate, and he
Yes.
is still denying that I am his
Mhm.
sister. So, I mean, he's he he's gonna lie, and he's gonna lie until I guess his last breath. Yeah, until his
Yeah,
last breath. Hmm.
he's really digging in there.
Yeah.
Um,
So, do
I
you want to explain to me? I noticed something today, Betsy, in the video. He said, Jesus will forgive you, Moko.
Uh-huh. So,
So
so
Yeah,
who
who's
is
Moko?
who is
I am
Moko?
Moko. I am Moko. Let me tell you what Moko is. So,
Oh,
Moko is the Spanish word for boogie. And I guess Honeybee, when I was on your live, I called him Eggert because that's what we all called him Eggert growing up. We all have nicknames, and the reason why my nickname came to be Boogie or Moko was when I was 5 years old. We were watching TV, and I was 5 years old, and my mom caught me like picking my nose and eating my boogers, and
uh,
like, tore me up. She tore me up. So my siblings used to tease me, and they used to call me Boogie or Moko. Mike was Edgar, and I won't tell all the other nicknames that we had for the rest of the siblings, but yeah, which is kind of odd that he would throw that in there, like he would think like that would embarrass me. Like, I'm 50 years old. I was a little kid, and not only that, but I thought I wasn't your sister.
Well,
Yeah.
to me, it was like, I'm just letting you know
Right.
without other people knowing, because thinking you wouldn't say anything about that, probably.
Yeah, he probably thought I was going to get embarrassed and be like, "Oh, I don't want to tell that story." I literally came on live and talked about how he molested me. Did he really think that
Some
I would
boogers
be
were gonna, yeah.
embarrassed?
About
Okay,
the boogers.
I'm a boogie eater. I ate boogies when I was 5. Oh boy, like, come on. So, but what gets me is that, like, he's trapping himself because
Right.
if it, like, for his followers, right? I want to explain to his followers that are in here. Hello, y'all. So if I'm not his sister, right? Why would he address Moko? All right, and the reason why he's addressing Moko is because I addressed him as Eggert, and
Egbert.
I had a couple of people Lego my ego. So riddle me this, Michael. Riddle me this. Who's Moko? I mean,
Exactly.
am I your sister, or am I not?
Yeah, which is it?
Yeah.
Well,
So
he's been doing this, I've tried to tell, me and my husband have talked about this a lot, and he knows me very well. He knows that I'm very in tune with people. Like, I can tell things about people by talking to them, by watching them, how, just different things. I'm very in tune to the spirit. And I called him out on it. And since then, he went really, really hard at me for no reason. No, I was not blocked. That is not the reason. I left on my own. So,
yeah.
just to put that out there, I left on my own, and it took me a long time, but I watched him for a long time, and this man has done this for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I'm
He's
going to say.
he's just a professional grifter. That's all it is. He's a grifter. He's the
Yeah.
definite term of a grifter.
Try
And
begging, free load. Yep.
Sushka is asking Betsy, how does it make you feel that he's denying your identity? It doesn't bother me one bit, simply because I wish it were true. Like, this is the one time I wish my brother was actually telling the truth.
Right.
So, and I mean, I think at this point, with all the evidence I've shown, like I said, birth certificate, social security card, marriage certificate, I've family photos. I even shared photos of when I took him along on my trip to Vegas with my children. Like, and I mean, if anyone still believes that I'm not his sister at this point, then they're willfully being ignorant. And if they do believe at this point that I am his sister and that Jamila is his sister, then the next question would be, why would he deny us being his sister in the first place? His sisters in the first place. And if he would
Yeah.
deny something as simple as that, like, what else is he denying?
well, then why doesn't he have his real sisters appear and defend him too?
Right.
Yeah. They were
Exactly.
laughing and
And
joking.
win
Where
at both
they at?
games.
Right. Well, I mean, the reason why he can't have his real sisters there is because I am his real sister,
Exactly.
unfortunately. And I'm
Yeah.
here, but you
Here.
know what? Somebody should drop him the link. Send him the link, because I'm sure his spies are in here. They should send him the link. That way,
He can come up
we can address
himself.
this
He
once and
does.
for all.
Listen, he's got his spies in
Yeah,
here, but we
right.
know
Hey,
he's in here watching.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
hey,
So,
Edgar, it's Moko. Get on the live. Come on.
Goodness, don't get me laughing.
Get on the
come
live.
on,
It's Moko.
Moco.
Tell the world.
Marco, Marco.
Oh, I missed that song. I'm gonna have to put that in the next one. Tomoko Moko.
Yeah, the force
uh,
two says, Betsy said it's not a flex that I'm his sister. You are absolutely right. That is not a flex. That is an embarrassment.
mhm.
If I could drain all the blood out of my body and get a blood transfusion just to remove the connection, the blood that I share with him, I absolutely would. You know. So
Right.
yeah.
I want to ask a question. If we go back up, Rose Wilkes says, I've seen Rose W. Okay, I've watched him for a long time. I know a lot of the followers. I've watched them come and I've watched them go. I didn't really know a lot of the reason except for when he, would say whatever, which I never believed. Like whenever Super Spy left and Ricky left, not I never believed what he said. I never did because I know how he treated me and how bad he went after me. With the email shit and all that. I mean, it was just crazy what he did. Out, just unhinged, right? Just out of control over some jam and over me putting the quote unquote wrong address. Okay. Look, I'm Honeybee's Homestead, buzzing about crime. You can send it to my P.O. box or even my home address, and I will still receive that package. I do
Right.
not have to show ID that says Honeybee's Homestead. How the hell am I going to get a driver's license with Honeybee's Homestead?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that is so stupid. And for him to go on and lie and say the package was lost. No, it wasn't. A pink slip was left in your box. You were supposed to go pick it up. Well, when I got there, they lost it. Okay, well, they lost it. Not because I sent it to the wrong address, but because they lost it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then he went on to talk about the email, and he's just what he does. This is what he does. It's projection. It's just all projection. And then when Anita Head came out, I've been searching for Anita Head for months. You can ask my girlfriend Indy Mom. I've been
Anita
searching. We've been
Head,
searching.
Anita Head for months.
Jamila Ross is in the
Sorry.
house. Anita Head. Jamila Ross is in the house. The other person you paid to pretend to be his sister.
Jamila.
Right. Hey,
Now, how do you say her
Jamila.
name properly?
Jamila.
Jamila. You should know.
Jamila.
You paid her. You paid her and me to pretend to be
Oh,
his
of course.
sisters.
Of course.
You should know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Yes. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to
So
see you here.
let me
What
say
else did
something.
we want to talk about?
Well,
Um,
I want to talk about Michael. I was thinking about this. I was having a conversation with my husband. I release a lot of stress. Um, talking with my husband and stuff like that. And I forgot to mention, even on your live, Honeybee,
Mhm.
like, did I ever tell you, like, the ages of all of his children's mothers when they had his children?
No, no,
Yes.
we don't know anything about previous mother. No.
Gotcha. So, from his first uh, baby mama, he had two children with her. I think they started dating when she was 15 and he was, I think, 27 or 25 or something, 25 or something like that. Um, and then she had her first kid with him when she was 16. And then a few years later, she had another one with him. And like he got her hooked on drugs and he turned her out and got her, was pimping her and stuff. And then while he was pimping her out, he met his second baby mama.
Mm.
And this baby mama, she was a dancer. And he was cheating on his first baby mama with his second baby mama. I think she was like 17 and she was barely 18. And he started cheating on the first one with the second one, introduced them all, and then the first one, now she's a dancer at the same place with the second one, and next thing you know, they're all there. This was during the time when my brother was also, he was a heroin addict at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And shortly after that is when his best friend, uh, Mark, passed away of a drug overdose. And then I guess these women that he had already had children with were getting a little too old for him. And then he ended up with Mark's baby's mother. She had a baby with him. She was 7 years old, and Michael ended up with his. I can't even say widow because they weren't married, and then he started grooming the little girl, when she was
Well,
8 years old. Oh, but
now,
I want to say, wait, before you go on, what I want to say is what all these three girls had in common, where they were all under the age of 18 when they met him.
wow.
They were, and I don't want to sound racist, but it's true. They were all white little girls. My brother has a preference. He doesn't like Hispanic women because he thinks that we are too aggressive. He thinks that we're loudmouths. So he has a type, and his type, if you were to see them back when he got with them, they were all under the age of 18. The last baby mama, he groomed her, so I don't even consider that a relationship. But they were like scrawny little, 5 foot, maybe 100 pounds soaking wet looking little girls when he met them. And he's just not attracted. He's not attracted to thick women. He's not attracted to Hispanic women. He is only attracted to young girls that he can control.
Yeah, subservient.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little punk. That's what he wants, a woman he can dominate, little punk.
Exactly.
Exactly,
Barbara. Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what I noticed the other day. I've been going through his videos since he took his lives down, and I've already been through all of his videos, but you know how you forget stuff. But I wanted to tell you, you said something to me the other day, and it stuck in my memory. But there was a name that you gave me, and I was watching this video, and he always puts credits at the end of his videos. I don't know if people pay attention or watch it all the way to the end, but if you do, he puts credits at the end. You know, who edited it, who filmed it, Drones or Eagles, Drones or Eagles, Drones or Eagles. Well, on this particular video, the very first name was her mother's name.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wow. And that was 4 years ago.
And it's crazy because a lot of his followers are upset because they think that we are exposing a victim. And first, let me clear that up. I want to apologize to Ashley personally because Honeybee asked me if I thought she was a victim still, and I said no. And I didn't think about it. She absolutely is still a victim.
She is a victim. I mean, she didn't have a chance.
Not only that, but she is 33 years old, and he has been in her life her entire life. If I'm not mistaken, he was her godfather when she was born. And like I said, then he became her stepdad, and everybody else knows the history with that. So I do want to apologize in saying that she's not a victim anymore, because I really do believe that that was insensitive of me.
And I'm back there.
She's just suffering from Stockholm syndrome. That's all she knows is him.
Right.
He's her first everything, so she was truly a victim. That's why I don't like using her name when I make posts and using her last name, because she really is a victim. And even on the police report, her name is it's her last name isn't there. And plus she has several last names. So I try to stay away from using her name because she really is a victim. And it started at such a young age. I just don't feel comfortable.
Well, the sad thing is this, Barbara, and this is what my husband pointed out to me. He says, don't you realize that most predators start out as victims first?
Right.
Oh,
yeah. Now, she has been victimized, but there also comes a point to where she knows now, and I'm not saying it was right to use her name. I agree. I was wrong in that as well.
No, no, I
and
mean her full name. I mean,
we didn't use her full name ever.
yeah,
Right.
No, we never used her full name. But
Mhm.
she has put herself out there too.
she
But
sure
this is
has.
the thing though,
Yeah.
she sent her own daughter away to live with the dad.
So he wouldn't get
Mhm.
to touch her. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
so
Right.
somewhere I have to ask, when does it become she's a victim versus she is now allowing someone to do exactly or not exactly, she's protecting her daughter, unlike what her mother did.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Her mother didn't protect her, and I'm sorry for that. I really feel
Right.
for her that for on that because I understand that. Nobody really knows
Mhm.
my story, and it's nobody's business unless I want to tell it.
Yeah.
Amen.
But
Right.
I'm just saying, I do understand that because I just do.
Well, I wanted to say this. I know with his first baby mama, his first children's mother, she didn't raise those kids. Those kids were raised by their aunt and uncle because Michael was accused of touching his one of his daughters, and
God.
social
Ghostbusters.
services was involved, and either they were going to take those kids away and put them in foster care, or if someone claimed them like a kinship. So they ended up being raised by their aunt and uncle.
I'm gonna
Wow.
mute myself for a minute. I
Well,
gotta scream real quick, so I'll be right
I
back because
I
I'm
I,
pissed right
I,
now.
I, just, I don't know
Mhm.
what I mean. I'm fixing to say some really bad words.
Yeah.
What the
Mhm.
fuck is wrong with him?
Ooh, I'm back. I let it out. God damn.
Mm, mm, mm.
The
I
fuck?
mean, this is what I'm saying. People are so worried about victim shaming that they're not concerned enough about who's left in the house.
Mhm.
Hey,
And you know
predators
what?
have no preference. There's still boys there. You know what the hell?
Well,
Thank you. And
here's
that's
the
what
thing.
even my husband said that. Why isn't nobody worried about the boy? Is it just
Thank
because he's a
you.
boy?
Well, hey, how about this? Let me put another perspective. For the ones that are still left in the house, they are living with their biological parents, one who is a victim and one who is the predator.
Predator.
Mm,
And can you imagine
I
that?
can't. I
Mm,
can't.
I
mm,
can't
mm,
wrap my head around that.
Well, and not only that, Betsy, but we have seen as subscribers the way he has treated his own children and his own child.
Oh, my sister's saying that Mark had a wife, and she was Ashley's mom and side piece. Oh, that is true. That is
mm.
true. So, so Barbara she was the side chick. She wasn't even Mark. So Mark was married, and you know what? I forgot about that big detail. So Mark was married, and Barbara was his side piece, and they had a baby together. And
Mhm.
then when Mark passed away, Michael moved in on Barb, and the rest, that's when he started grooming Mark's
Yeah.
daughter.
So, and that was in 2000 when Mark died. So that's 23 years ago. He has had his grimy fucking hands on her.
Yeah,
20. I mean, he died in 2000. I looked it up. Like, this just disgusts me.
right.
So
Yeah, but
sad.
here's the
And he has
thing.
been in her life at
Since
least
no, her
1993.
her entire life, her
Yeah, I
entire
know,
life.
but I'm saying, far as I
Yeah.
can prove, in case he wants
Mhm.
to say,
yeah.
because they went to jail together, they were co-defendants.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have the proof. So the little
Mhm.
Mhm.
bastard can't lie. Excuse me.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
can't lie about that because there's proof that they were codependents. They both went to jail for stupid crimes, trying to get money for
Right.
drugs, and that was in 1993. They both were convicted together.
Oh,
So
really?
Mhm.
yes, yes. I
Mhm.
gave it to Anita to post whenever she wants. We have a lot of stuff to post. We're just kind of like
Honey,
holding on.
we need to be talking behind the stage too.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't care if he knows I have that because, like I told him, I got more for you than you'll ever have for me. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Mhm.
So he can lie all he wants, but there is proof in the pudding of what he has done. Honey, the court documents do not lie, and he needs to understand that. He can run his mouth all he wants.
And see, I've been trying to look up on him for over a year and a half. I thought I was by myself in this. I thought I was, here I am over on Buzzing About Crime trying to, out this man as a grifter. And, he's got all these subscribers and I don't have but not even 100. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't trying to build the channel. I'm just trying to go after him. I'm just having a way to go after him. And so to meet Anita a couple of weeks ago and then, and then Betsy and then all this. And I'm like, holy crap, this is, what a story.
Not to cut you off, but Anita and I, we've been sitting on these documents. We didn't have any way to share it. Anita said, let's make a page.
Thank God, because I've been telling my girlfriend, any mom, who the hell is Anita Head and how the hell can I find her? I need to, and then when I did
initially.
Yeah.
I was you initially.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I was accused of being you, Anita Head.
Yeah, that's right.
Somebody asked a question, mom to four, and she said, did said child's mother give her custody? And the answer is give him custody. And the answer is no. My brother took her when she was 11 and under the excuse of that Barbara was unfit to be a mother. She was, he didn't want any pedophiles around his daughter, and Barbara is not the brightest crayon in the box. And like, I was godsmacked. And she was also afraid of him too. Like, even Barbara, I think Barbara's the oldest woman that he was with, but it wasn't because he was interested in her. He went in there for a specific reason, and that only lasted 8, 9, 10, maybe 3 years until he was able to take the little girl with him when she was 11.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I got to mute you guys again. Oh
boy.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God. I when I found this information, the only reason I had gone looking is because he was threatening to out Jeff for the DUIs that Jeff has.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah.
My sister is saying she just let him take the kids. So I can't mod from this side of the screen. I don't know if any mods can work on the other side, but apparently we have trolls on Miss G is saying we have trolls in here.
I wish I could see them. I can't even see them. I like trolls. You guys are more than welcome to chat with Barbara.
Yeah. Oh no. I got rid of the wrong person.
You're gonna have to you got rid of Jamila.
Yeah, no. How do you get her back? You have to unban her. How do you do that?
Hold on.
Well,
I gotta do it.
I'm gonna send her a message and say that. Let me send her a message.
Betsy, what are they saying? I can't see the trolls.
Neither can I. I just saw that someone said there's trolls. I'm messaging my sister right now because she's probably be wondering. So just give me a second.
I'm trying to get it off of. I'm gonna have to go into purgatory to get her out, I think.
Well, yeah, what you're gonna have to do is go into your YouTube studios. And then you go down
back on the desktop, right?
Well, how about, can we send her a link? Can I send her the link to join the live?
Sure.
Hold on 1 second. Will that work, Honeybee? Will that work if she's blocked?
if she has the link to the StreamYard, she could come up on panel, but if she's blocked in the chat as of now. And what Anita would have to do is go into her YouTube settings. I would probably have to help her to, you know, where you make moderators? Well, right below that is your block list. You'd have to go in there and unblock her.
Okay.
Yeah, that's unblocking from the chat. It has nothing to do with StreamYard.
Gotcha. So she says that she can see everything. She just can't make comments now.
Right. She can see everything. She just can't make comments now.
Okay.
Let me see.
Now, if she drops the link and she wants to hit the link and come up and talk, that's different.
Okay. So, sis, if you can hear this, what she can do is she can drop the link to the live, and if you click on that one, if you click on that link and you just turn your camera off, you can come up. Does anyone you were able? You got her out?
Yeah.
You got her out of YouTube prison?
Yes, I did.
Awesome.
All right. Yay.
I like what Lance said.
What did he say?
That Betsy's doing drone strikes on Mike.
Somebody made a comment, and one of his dronies or whatever they're called said that Betsy has an axe to grind. I'm like, you goddamn right. I don't have an axe to grind. I have a throat to gnaw. Like I am out for him, and rightfully so, for many reasons. You know, on top of what he did to me and what he did to my sister, on top of what he did to all his other victims, you know, I before the latest one, because the latest one was the most disgusting one, I let him stay with me for a little while, and he like stole all my videos of my children. And I think I mentioned this on Honeybee's Live, you know, and they are saying that this is the reason why, you know, that I'm making up these stories. No, this is the reason why I'm exposing him, not making them up. Like, I think that what happened when we were children was so long ago that I never in a million years thought I was going to bring this up. Then he started taunting me by posting my family videos on Facebook and tagging my children, and still denying. He's posting videos of my children in Vegas and still denying that he had my tapes. You know, and that just enraged me. And I would drop in from time to time on his page, and I never watched his videos. I just hold, my sister just sent me a message. Anita she wants you to drop the link so she can talk.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Look at that.
Send it to her. I only know how to do it through the email, or do I drop it?
Just drop it down into the comments. Yeah, drop it down into the comments, Anita.
So Jamila, when she does that, you'll go backstage. If I don't know if you want to keep your camera on or off, but you can turn it off and just leave your microphone on. And she'll add you. So you got to click on that link.
There you go. You
Is
got
she
this,
in?
girl.
We have 74 people here.
Yes, ma'am. You got 74.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying hit that like button. It's free.
Yes,
and it pushes you out into that algorithm, you know.
Also you can share the video. Share the live, like send the link to whoever you want.
Yeah, hit that share and copy button and text it to your friends or, you know, whatever.
We need to put his face on the phone post down there in Kensington and Allegheny with his charges attached so these people can be aware. That's just me being evil right now, but
yeah.
That would be an excellent idea.
Well, you know
Um,
what? I wanted to say I don't know any of these YouTubers. I'm old school. I was Facebook and TikTok, so I've never done YouTube, and I just started TikTok 2 years ago during the pandemic. But I hear him mention Mal a lot, and I asked somebody to explain to me who Mal was, and they did. What does like has Mal made it like he addressed um a pedophile mentioning his name so much? Is he
that's what I've
aware?
heard.
Yes, he is
Okay,
aware.
so I think I have Jamila here.
Yes, he's aware.
Yeah,
You have
Betsy, he is aware. He just doesn't want anything to do with Mike. He's a very mellow person. He's just really blowing smoke up his butt, trying to ignore him.
Jamila, is that you, honey?
Hello?
Hello?
hello,
Yeah, but
Jamila?
Mal's just ignoring him.
Hello?
That's all.
Is that Jamila?
Jamila?
Hello, Jamila.
Oh, I
I
think I have her muted.
Anita
Oh, okay.
of the
Hey,
greatest
Betsy.
channel on YouTube.
What was
Betsy,
it? Yeah.
No, it
That was
wasn't
a
her.
troll.
a lot
That
of the
wasn't
members
her.
are asking for you if you would answer some of their questions.
Yes.
Sure.
So my husband's not here to help me because he usually catches the comments. I'm legally blind. Hold up. My sister said, "Bet, how do I talk?" She didn't send me anything. Okay. Um. Can you
Oh no,
text
it was
me?
in the live. It was in the
Okay.
chat.
So can you text it to me because you have my number, and then I will forward it to her. Because the only way I was able to get on this is through my Gmail. So if I back out, I'm going to back out the live. If I go to
Okay.
my Gmail to send the link, I will back out the live. So text it to me on my phone, and I will forward it to her. Who was the person who you thought was who was the person you brought
The
up?
secret fifth option was
Yeah,
their
yeah,
name.
don't do that. Because, yeah, if you do that, put a banner up first because they will porn bomb you in a second.
Mm,
And if you get if that happens, you have to take your whole stream down.
mm.
How do I text it to you? Because it's on my desktop.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll go out and I'll come back in. I'll
Okay.
go out and
Okay.
I'll go back in. Just give me a second. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, she has a lot of questions they want.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah, they've got a lot of questions.
I didn't expect this many people.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if she could answer some of their questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want me to, Anita, I can read the chat real quick.
Sure. That would be great.
Lance says Mal just had a heart attack, so he doesn't want to deal with drama. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Rose says Mike went to see Mal one time at the hospital just for clout, and Mal knew it. Yes, honey, don't we all? Could not. I was in the hospital at the same time as Mal, dealing with almost the same issue, except I didn't have an infection in my heart. It was something else. So it's just crazy how he did that. I was so mad that he spent money to get Mal something, but he couldn't even buy his own daughter a card for her birthday.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can get Mal something. Okay.
So, are you going to read the questions for Betsy?
Yes, is Betsy back? Yes, Betsy is back.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes, Mark is Ashley's father. Yes. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I'm going to mute you guys for a minute.
My sister's backstage. Can someone let her in?
What's her screen name?
But no, it's like I guess a 3 Jamila head.
Okay. Yeah, did you see that Jamila head?
I want to change my name to Betsy Head now.
Yeah, you can, Betsy.
Anita Head t-shirts.
Well, hey guys, let's welcome Jamila Head.
Hey,
Awesome.
Jamila Head.
I'm
Who
not
did we leave?
Jamila Head. Hi.
No,
Hey,
no.
how are you? Hello.
Yeah, someone do that.
What on earth?
Another troll. Another troll.
Are you sure they were trolls? Do you think they
Yeah.
probably just
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah?
you told
it was a
yeah, that's why I
troll.
didn't want to click it. I thought that was Jamila
Hmm.
Head.
Yeah. No, it'll say whether she's authenticated or not. So no,
Mm.
Okay,
you
so I'm
have to
clicking
learn
them.
whenever it comes up, you could press a couple of buttons and it'll let you know whether she's authenticated or not. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
do
So
you
she
have
probably has to go through the. She doesn't have StreamYard, so she probably has to go. We're probably gonna have to wait for all of that. I guess she's figuring it out now. Hmm.
I have a Jamila here, but I don't know. Is
a
that really
banner
her?
over to the right hand side? There should be an area that says banner.
Okay.
Okay.
The banner to
Press
show
on
on
it
screen.
and find you
No,
a banner to put up and then add to the stage then. That
but
way it is blocking the
okay.
screen.
My sister just texted me and said, "This is me. I'm on." I guess you have to let her in. Let me see. Let me go backstage. Um, I don't see. Sis,
You
I
see
don't
her?
see you. But do
You're
This is
not
you
the
see
Jamila
this?
here.
you won't be able to see her. Only Anita will be able to see her.
Oh, okay.
I have a Jamila here, so that's her. She's backstage.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Send her
We'll
in.
try this again.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
hey,
Oh, you
sis.
can hear me.
Hey, we
Hey.
got her.
Okay, I have my
Yeah, it
light
did
off.
back up
I'm
who it
just
is.
laying in the
You got your
dark. I
light
have a
off. Okay, I was
migraine.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Hey, sis. Hey,
You're
sis. Let me.
Well,
welcome.
you want me to turn it on? Hold on a minute.
No, no,
I'm
no,
just
no, no. You don't have to.
You don't have to, Jamila.
No.
You don't have to.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, beautiful.
Hello.
I'm just laying in the dark with my dogs. I got a little bit of a headache.
Oh,
Mm,
All right, so let's do this. What's happening?
woo.
happening.
Let me
Well,
just tell you,
people,
my sister is very brave. She's the baby of us, and like I I look up to her. Like she's my inspiration. Yeah, 23 years in the military. She's a career woman. She's a very private woman. And for her to come out here and speak up against this, I applaud her. You know, guys.
Yeah.
I hope
Thank
you
you for
guys
being here.
appreciate. You know,
Yes,
oh,
she.
I really appreciate
definitely.
it.
Mhm.
So, all
Yes.
right, I think some whose live was I on that I was just texting the first time?
Honeybee.
Okay. So I think, I started to text and tell like a little bit of my thing, and we talked about the Cookie Monster candle. So just to be clear, I was like 4.5 when we moved into our 3-story row home. And my birthday was the first birthday to be celebrated in the house. And it was just
Mhm.
us. It was just the family. It was all clown decorations and make uh, um, a Cookie Monster candle with the big number 5 in the stomach. And like Betsy had said, we didn't have toys growing up. We had just moved in a house. We had a dining room table. We were all like one TV. Everybody had to sit on the floor because we didn't even have couches yet. But as time went on, we got better. We were never rich. So, Christmas and, our birthdays, we, instead of getting toys, we got like 3 pairs of jeans, a pack of socks, a pack of underwears, the things that we needed. And maybe rarely we got a toy from someone else or whatever, but those were our gifts. We got what we needed and we loved our clothes because we finally had something new and nice, and we learned how to appreciate what we had. Okay. So with that being, can you guys hear me good?
Yeah.
Hear you
Okay.
fine.
All right. So with that being said, just to give you an idea of what kind of life we lived, we weren't destitute where we didn't have food, but there were times, because we were a big family, like my mom raised us on food stamps as well. What would happen at the beginning of the month? You go shopping, and by week 2.5, you have no food, or,
Mhm.
especially the boys. With the three boys in a house, they were just vultures. And
Mhm.
then, yeah, they were growing boys, and they would just dog all the food, and the
Mm.
only food that would be around would be the food that my mom had to cook for dinner. And we were younger, so clearly, we didn't cook dinner. So when my mom cooked dinner, that's when we had food, you know, except for the beginning of the month for the first 2 weeks. Okay, so I just wanted to clear that up, because I know that the word poor was thrown around and all kinds of stuff. And
Mhm.
I know that a couple of times you guys asked about what kind of things my mom would give us for Christmas and stuff. We
Yeah.
had gifts, we had a tree, we had decorations. She wasn't big on celebrating Thanksgiving, but my older sister, she would try and do something for us.
Mhm.
My mom suffered from her ailments, depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. So holidays were not a big thing for my mom. But my older sister, she would try and bring the spirit in for us. And we had holidays. We had holidays. We had gifts. We would go shopping for my grandmom and go, house to house, wrapping up gifts. But it was always like socks, clothes, jacket, things that we needed, and like I said, rarely gifts. Okay, so moving on, getting back to the birthday, the Cookie Monster candle. So before that happened, it started with tickling, tickling on the arms until it hurt. And then it started with punches in the thighs, so that from the third floor we can go downstairs and bring him a glass of milk and make him a sandwich. And if I didn't do it, then he would like beat me up, punch me in the leg, hold me down, sit on me. And so when he wanted food, that's what he would do, because he didn't feel like it. And I remember that he would just like punch me in my thigh as hard as he can, and it just hurt so bad. And then it went into, like, I don't know where they got like pornos and magazines and things like that, but that's how it started. Looking at magazines and um, like looking at pornos and um just things like that, little
Mhm.
snippets of things and whatever. And at this time I wasn't even in school yet, and
Mm.
I'll just tell you how that went. But so then here comes my fifth birthday party, and I got this candle, and I'm just loving this little toy that I have. And even the cups, I remember using the cups from the party with the clowns on it as
Mhm.
toys.
Mhm.
So anyway, we would, and they got wind of that. They got wind, and I say they because there was another one, and I'm not going to bring him into, because we're talking about Mike.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just stick with Mike. And but they got wind of it, and they would take my candle. And we had a 3-story house, so the best place to do anything would be the third floor or the basement. And that really depended on what floor my mom was on. Okay, so if my mom was downstairs on the first floor, we had one TV, and she was cooking dinner, then the abuse would happen right under my mom's nose on the third floor.
Mhm. Mm.
Okay.
Well.
If it was a day that my mom didn't feel like getting out of bed, or, you know, so then it would happen in the basement. And what would they do? We did our laundry in the basement. So we would all bring our dirty clothes to the basement, and we would just have mounds of clothes that needed to get washed.
Mhm.
And they got washed when they got washed. But just think of it as a whole bunch of mounds of clothes separated in the colors, which acted as like little beds.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Mhm.
that's how it would start. And if, like, say for instance, I was in the living room Everybody's in the living room, my family, and he wanted me to go upstairs. He would start singing a song called My Buddy. It was like a
Oh,
bear or
that
something from
doll
back
or
in the day.
whatever. My
So
buddy, my
my
buddy.
buddy,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh.
So he would start singing that song, and that was my cue. I'd look at him, and he'd raise his eyebrows, and I knew to go upstairs, and then he'll follow after, or he'll go first, and then I have to follow after a couple minutes so it doesn't look suspicious. So what they would do with the candle, I gotta stop saying they. What he would do with the candle is he would hide it either in the basement and the mounds of clothes, or hide it up in the pipes or something, or put it upstairs on a third floor. And I would have to go look for the candle, and then he would play hot and cold. You're getting hot, you're getting cold, or whatever, just to lure me to where he wanted me. And what he would always do is he would always put me face down, never face up.
Mm.
Okay. And that was always just like dirty grinding. I had to cover my face, put my hands on my face while I lay down. And he never undressed me. He just pulled my pants down, my pants and my panties. He would pull them down and do his thing. And it would always be like a grinding on the crack of my butt. And I remember feeling like little pokes here and there, but I don't know if he knew what to do or how to do it, or what, but sometimes he would put it between my legs from the back, but I don't think he ever penetrated me. I think he
Yeah.
thought he was. So it would be up the crack of my butt or between my legs, laying down. And you got to remember, I had pants on, so I wasn't spread eagle or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would be like bent over the bed, um, or bent over a hamper, um, and that's what he would do, just like hump me, hump me. And I couldn't look, so I didn't know what was happening. I just had to do what I had to do, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I mentioned something about Greenwich Street. Greenwich Street is the street around a corner from my mom's house. And a couple blocks down, I'm not sure, I think it was called Reed Street. There was like a place on a corner there that does, you go to the eye doctor and you get your glasses there. Now, this is when I started school. All right. I started kindergarten, and you get your eyes checked and everything before you start school.
Yeah.
And I got these little pink glasses, and it took like 2 weeks to get them. So we lived about like 8 blocks, maybe, I don't know, about like 9, 10 blocks away from Reed Street. It's from Snyder to Reed.
Yeah, from Snyder to Reed. So you got
About a mile and
Snyder.
a half.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna tell you. So Snyder, McKean, Mifflin, Moore, Morris, Tasker, um, and I think it's Reed. I think Reed comes after Tasker, right? So 7 blocks.
No, that's more than 7 blocks, bet. Between each street that you named was like 2 streets.
Yeah, but in Philly, the little side streets don't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, one city block is from Snyder to McKean, and then
Got it. Okay.
yeah, okay, there you
All
go.
right. So it was a long hike, and it's from our house. We would have to pass my grandmom's house, and then it was like 4 blocks or something from my grandmom's house. So my mom, when they called my mom and told her, "Hey, the glasses are ready," my mom was cooking dinner, and she sent Mike to walk me to to um to the
Let, let,
eyeglass
let me pause
place.
you real fast. Let me pause you real fast.
Hmm.
Rose Wilkes. We were children. We didn't tell our mom because we were children. This is the 80s. We're Puerto Rican, and in those days, you just didn't talk about that. You just didn't do it.
I'll
It's a
talk
whole
about it
different
in a
culture.
minute, Bet. I'll
Okay,
talk
okay, go
about
ahead.
it.
Hmm.
Let me just finish telling you about Greenwich Street, right? So, on the way to the eyeglass place, there was like each corner had like an abandoned building, and it was a 3-story, but I guess that's where the boys hung out and stuff. And he made me climb one of those like metal ladders that you throw out the window, that was in the third floor window of this abandoned building on Greenwood Street. Remember where the guys used to play half ball, bet?
Yeah.
So I climbed this ladder. I get all the way to the third floor. He's behind me, and in the one of those rooms, there was like a little crib mattress on the floor against the wall. And surprisingly enough, it was an abandoned building, but it wasn't dirty or filthy. It was just abandoned. And it looked like kids probably, hung out in there. And there was that twin mattress. I mean, not twin, the crib mattress against the floor. I mean, against the wall on the floor. And again, same thing as, you know, as what he would do at home. Same thing. You lay down on your stomach, cover your eyes and your face, and pull your pants down and your panties. And I could still feel the warmth and the little wetness, when I think about it.
Oh,
Um, yeah, but what happened to me by someone else was much worse. But let's stay on Mike. And and that was like one of the last times that he had done what he had done. I was already in kindergarten at this time, and then every like Monday or some one of the days during a week, this police officer would come in, and his name was Officer Friendly,
Uh-huh.
and he would teach us about good touch, bad touch. I already knew what that was, and I remember just wanting to raise my hand so bad, but I was shy. I was quiet. I was the quiet one in the house. And, I just never did. I just, kept to myself. And then they had made it in such a way like, if we told, since they're older, we're the ones that going to get in trouble.
Right.
And one of the bathrooms on our second floor, it was the housing authority. They didn't really take good care of the house, and we destroyed the house as well. And like when you close the bathroom door, if you could like peek in through the crack, you know? And so I remember when my stepdad would take a shower, there was like a little closet door there. He would open up the closet door and then close the bathroom door so you actually can't look in through the crack no more. And so they said that they would like tell my mom that I was being fresh trying to look through the crack, so
Oh,
that so then I would get in trouble for trying to look at them in the bathroom. And being, the younger one, we were afraid to get beat. I know I was, so I didn't want to get beat, and I thought that my mom would believe them. I guess at the time, I don't know.
of
That's what
course
I
you did.
thought.
You were a child, so you can't. Today you're an adult and you can think those things out and think them through and what you would do, but you can't go
Mhm.
back and there's no blame there. So I hope you don't blame yourself for that
No,
because
I don't. I don't. But at the
people are
time,
asking why didn't you say anything? Well,
right?
we should all kind of figure that out. Common sense tells you a child is scared.
Yeah.
I don't, he
Yeah.
what he
Well,
did was just sick. And for him, it's one thing you're saying when you do it as a child, we were children, blah, blah, blah. But I don't want anyone to overlook it because of how old you were. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
It
Yeah.
was still wrong what
Yeah.
he did,
Yeah.
regardless of age. He was old enough to know better,
Yeah. But
and
but that
I
that's
just
how.
wonder if he was victimized himself.
I don't think
No,
so, because who was
he
there to
wasn't.
victimize him?
No,
You
no,
know?
no, he wasn't victimized.
Okay,
I'll say it again. I'll say it again. The Ross blood, the boys.
right.
They're, I mean, he's not the only child molester, pedophile, sadly, from the Ross blood, from the boys. A couple of my nephews, sadly, a couple of my other brothers on my father's side. This is we weren't raised with our biological father, thank God. Because the
We
stories that I've
all
heard.
probably would have been raped by him.
Yeah. It just runs in that gene, that X chromosome, because women are the Y chromosome, right? Women are Y chromosomes and men are X. Okay, so that Ross X chromosome,
It's
man,
in there.
it's in there. Yeah.
Look, my mom lives with me, and she be telling me stories. And when she talks about Miguel, the father,
Hmm.
she tells me about the stories of how he would rape her, sodomize her, that he never really wanted to have like regular, normal relationship sex. It was always abusive.
Uh,
And, and that should just give you like the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. It's in
yeah,
his DNA, it's in his blood. And just like Betsy was telling you, I don't even want to get into it, but, it has hit home with other people in the
yeah,
family that are along the Ross, line or whatever. But staying back on Mike, you know, that's what he used to do. He used to, I don't know about my sister because she was a little tough one. She wouldn't fucking give in to my brothers like that or whatever. And
mhm,
me, I was the young, dumb one or whatever. But he would like beat me up, make me get him food from downstairs. Like I said, he would sing the little song for me to go where I needed to go. And I know this is going to sound really, really sickening, what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. What I went through, eventually, as it progressed with another person, I almost began to like it or want it. I'm not going to say that I liked it and wanted it, but I almost didn't mind it.
well, that's
Let me
normal.
no, let me clear something up. There have been studies on that. Sis, I want to share this. I've never heard you say this, so I just want to share something that there are scientific studies. Um, when there's clitoral action, it naturally happens, and there's a lot of women that don't speak up because they feel guilty because they think that because if they orgasmed, it was because they liked it, and that's not the case. It's just the way our bodies are made. Enough stimulation, whether you want it or not, can cause an orgasm, and can make it feel pleasant. But no, that's and,
No, I
and what
know.
you
That's why
said.
I'm saying,
Mhm,
that I don't mean it in a sense to say that I liked it, invited it,
mhm,
or wanted it. What I'm saying is that as much as I was abused by them, you know eventually it stopped with Mike because, like my sister said, he got put in a home,
mhm.
and then he went to the racetracks, and so he was out of the house. And then there was another one, but I was already prepared and ready for the other one. You understand? So it was easier for the other one, and it was also easier for the other one to go even further. Okay. And when I say that, it was like I already know what's supposed to happen. I already know what to do. But with the other one, it was face up, not face down, and it was touch, see, feel, you
Sis, check
know.
your text message real fast.
Hold on. Hold on.
You there, Anita?
Okay. Um, Bet,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I'm not saying any names. And now I'm speaking my truth.
Okay.
Okay. Because I was called a liar. I was called a devil, trying to ruin relationships, because I spoke up on my truth when I did, you know, and, I never got I'm sorry. I never got like you got. I didn't get that. And we discussed it. So I don't care who's listening, you know, and I'm glad if you are listening because it still hurts me in a way. You never said sorry. and it's time for you, instead of worrying about what God forgiven you, God wants you to ask me to forgive you first, to get clean and right with God. Now, I said that, I'm going to move on and I'm going to get back to Mike. Okay. Um, Mike, that's what I'm saying, that when I moved on to the next level of abuse that I went through, it didn't feel like abuse to me. It felt normal. Like, this is what's supposed to happen, and that went on until I was 11. When I was 11, no, actually, yeah, 11, because that person went away, and when they came back home, they tried to do it again. At this point, I think I was like 13 and I had a little boyfriend, which I was sexually active with my little boyfriend. And, I threatened the other person and I was like, yeah, if you do that, I already told him. He said he's going to kill you and whatever. And that stopped in it. And I never spoke about it ever again. We never spoke about it. And it was just on a back burner. And I can tell you that my sexual abuse over the years with my sexual encounters always made me feel dirty. It always made me feel like, in order to have an orgasm, I have to remember the movies that I saw. I have to remember, the pictures that I saw. And I still have them in my head. And it's a shame because I'm a 47-year-old married woman. And if I can't climax with my husband, I have to go back to those dirty little thoughts that I remember, where those good feelings came from, those physical good feelings on my body came from. Um, but like, I hear my sister talk about it, and she's still very much traumatized about it. I'm not, and I don't care anymore. Like, I'm over it, I'm done with it. Um, but like, I was a little jealous when she told me that, she was asked forgiveness and whatever, and she was able to talk about it. And I'm a little jealous because I didn't get the same, you know. And when I hear my brother Mike, I was telling my sister, because I had so many conversations with him, and I forgive me to say the wrong thing or whatever, but when we had conversations, and he was like, yeah, that's why I don't fuck with Puerto Rican bitches, because, you guys get fat and nasty. You guys got too much mouth and attitude. And, and he, like my sister said, went over a certain kind, young enough that they were in challenging issues in their family. Like I said, they didn't have their parents, or we can go into detail about that. But just to let you know, like, all his baby moms, had an issue. They were, their father died. Mother took off with the doctor boss and left the kids behind in the house. Same thing, unfortunately, happened with his first baby mom. She worked for a doctor, took off with him, and left her husband, who was not their biological grandfather, raising her two girls that she had with him, plus, Mike's first two girls, which I don't even want to tell you what happened to them, because that's their story to tell, while they were abandoned by the biological aunt. And the girls got taken away from both Tracy and Mike, because Tracy couldn't have the girls because she would go back to Mike.
Don't name her.
And
Don't name her.
oh shit, sorry, I thought her name was already out there.
No, no.
Okay, well, anyway, the first baby mom, the kids got taken away from her as well, but she went to go live at her aunt's house so that she could be with her girls. And whenever Mike would go over there, the pop, he would come out. I remember he punched Mike in the face one time, called him a spick. They were a little racist, but I think they hated Mike for all the right reasons,
But so was
you know.
Michael. Michael was racist against his own kind. He only wanted
Yeah, he
white little
is.
girls.
Yeah. And there you have it. And that's how what happened there. And he moved on to the next baby mom. She was, I think 17 or 18, and he was the one that she was cheating on. He was cheating on the first, and shit. And she knew it. She knew that he was cheating, but she didn't speak up. She would get beat up, same thing that he would do to me, but he would do to her worse. She always had bruises, pinches, all over her. And she was so quiet. I'm telling you, she didn't even talk loud. She was just a little quiet little like honeybee. I'm telling you, just beautiful, and beautiful long curly hair, just a beautiful girl, quiet all the time. And she just popped these two babies out. And I think she had her first one at 16, or like about to turn 16, and then she had the second one like like what do you call them, Irish twins? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, not too far apart from each other. But by then she was living at my mom's house. And yeah, and then he moved on to the second baby mom. Same thing, put them on drugs, tricked them out. you know um I don't know if the first one was escorting. I know she was stripping. And then the second one, he had her escorting and stripping. He taught her that, because me and my sister used to strip, but we weren't druggies. We weren't, selling our bodies. We danced. We bought properties. We put ourselves through school. We invested our money, and he had them on drugs, so they didn't have that opportunity. And he only brought them to work at like the skeeziest bars. And because he had them on so much drugs, they couldn't work at one of the bars that me and my sister worked at.
I
They,
already told them we work at
um,
cheerleaders.
yeah, but like they wouldn't be that type of caliber type, woman to work. They had to work at like the dive bars in Kensington type thing. They couldn't work at like a gentleman's club. It had to be like one of those hole in a wall bars, because that's what kind of dancer they were for there. And so let's see what else. That was the second baby mom. And the third baby mom. That's exactly what happened, with Kate. Oh shit, no names. What is it okay to say Ashley's
She,
name or
her
no?
name's already out there. I know
Okay.
there's been a lot of we're outing her, but we're talking about people that have their lives out on
Mm.
YouTube.
Well, I,
So
I gotta say, I was having a talk with my sister because she had a change of heart about the whole victim thing. I
yeah.
don't mean to sound cold or anything, but I was telling my sister, I said, we as women wear lots of hats, right? We wear the wife hat, the mom hat, we're somebody's daughter, right? And when you have those different roles, hats on, you inherit in that role, you know?
Hmm.
And I don't know, I only have one kid, and I can tell you that my kid is always going to come first. I'm not pushing her to the side. She still lives with me. She's 21. I still take care of my daughter, push her to do better, strive and stuff like that. But there's just no way in the world, no way in the world I'm going to push my kids aside for a man, knowing that this man is abusive, knowing that he abused me. I know my story. You know what I mean? So, and there's no way in this world that she doesn't know that she was a victim. She knows she was, you know, and I feel like when you put that mommy hat on, and if you look at her Facebook, she's always a fighter for her kids. Her kids number one is all about AKJ, whatever, whatever she named her kids, and she just puts the initials, you know. Okay, well, why aren't you protecting your kids? Why did you give up your last kid and not keep your kids together? You
Hmm.
know, there's only one reason, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
and that's clear. That's evident. You know what happened to you. You know your real story. I don't know if my brother likes little boys. I don't know about that, you know, but he did go to jail, and a booty's a booty. And I can just tell you he liked mine. So,
Well, and not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but just thinking along those lines, when you are bent over face down, you said you kept covering your face.
mhm.
Not only, in thinking about that, I think of you covering your face, out of shame or whatever, but
No, he
um,
used to make me so
he,
I couldn't see it.
oh, okay, so that's even along the lines of what I was just fixing to say is that all he saw was your back end. He didn't care about your face. He
Mhm.
was shoving your face. So to me, I'm scared about the boy.
Mhm. Well, I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't speak of that. I'm not going to
I can
accuse
tell
him.
you that our biological father raped his sons and grandsons too.
Oh.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to attest to that because
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
don't.
not alleging anything. It's
Yeah.
just, it's just a thought process of that.
Mhm.
If you're, it doesn't matter if you're that hard up. I mean, this man has went around and even said on YouTube that he is celibate and has been for 3 or 4 years. So
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
okay.
that's, I mean, this is questionable
Yeah, okay.
because of what is being, said now and brought up. That's why I'm saying this. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He's celibate, but he'll buy a bit, trust me. Anyway, but listen. I know I talked a lot, but it's how I feel about the Ashley
Hmm.
thing. She's 33, about to be 34.
Hmm.
You know that you were a victim, right? And you have to protect your kids. And my sister said to me the other day, yeah, but she's afraid of him, and she just listen, he's not no Billy badass. Like my sister said, he's a punk and a pussy, got a lot
Yeah.
of mouth and no action, okay? And whenever it's time for him to come to a fight, he'll call somebody up, one of his young boys, to take care of his lightweight because he doesn't want to go back to jail. But that's his excuse that he uses. But then when he's, you know, riling up the fight or whatever, he'll say, I don't give a fuck. I've been in jail. I ain't no shit to go back to jail. But when it comes to the actual getting down dirty, he'll call one of his friends or yo, one of you guys young boys, yeah, these knuckleheads, whatever. But he never shows up to the fight. Never. You know? And and so Ashley, all she's gotta do, the housing authority doesn't want him there. Why? Because he's a felon. Okay.
Yeah.
And with all the abuse that she's been through, and just the fact that he's the pedophile, he's the one who knocked her up. She's got that on record. So for her to say that she's still afraid, that's a crock of bull. All she has to do is call the cops every time he goes to her house. By the second time, he'll be arrested and he'll be
Oh,
in jail.
absolutely.
So
Mhm.
for her to say she's afraid and she's some victim, get the fuck, get out of here. Okay, you were a victim, and I know that my brother's a manipulator. He's got all these people on YouTube manipulated, and probably I'm gonna give that and say that maybe he has her mentally manipulated, or maybe he helps her with the kids or whatever. I don't know whatever arrangement they have that she uses him and he uses her or whatever, but
Mhm.
she all she has to do if she doesn't want him around is call the cops.
Yeah.
Every single time that he comes around, call the cops. But he
But it's
lives
not
there.
that easy. Look, it took us years to speak up. Some women never speak up.
Yeah, well, I don't know about you, but I'm not getting lumped up as a lady. As a young kid, I took my beatings, but I'm not taking no beatings as no adult, whether it's for my kid or for myself. I'll be dead ass. Ain't no way I'ma fucking shoot you, stab you, whatever, or call the cops. Ain't no way I'm going down like that. We're
Yeah.
not we live in an age where you see this stuff on social media all over. We don't live in that cold stone age where women have got black eyes and you don't talk about domestic abuse. You
Yeah.
know, we talk about that, and there's so much help out there for you, you know. So if she wanted help, all she has to do is get rid of them. That's it. You know, where's he doing all this podcast from?
He
Her
threatens.
house.
He
Yeah.
threatens to take the little boy. That's why.
What?
He threatens to take the little boy.
Take him where? He
Well,
Florida.
can't. He's not allowed
Florida.
to
Florida.
have custody. Listen.
go to your house to visit you and mom.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what he
okay.
says.
Yeah, okay. He ain't coming
Hmm.
here. You know, and that's bullshit that he threatens that he's going to take the little boy. Where's he taking him? Where? To whose house? Where's he going? He ain't going nowhere. You
Yep,
know,
he says he's
that's
gonna
bullshit
come to
Gonna
that
have
he
Florida
fried
and
says.
family down in Florida. They all want
yeah.
him
Yeah.
down there, talking
Listen,
to
the
the
last time
cousin and
no, listen, the last time I spoke to my brother, I have a property here in Jersey, a commercial property, and I redid the second floor and I split up a 3-bedroom apartment into a 2-bedroom apartment. And then I had a fire escape like for the back, and that was my office. That third room for the apartment became my office, right? And my
mm,
brother was having a hard time. He had quit his job, or I don't know, or was, I don't know. And he had begged me for a place. So I said, you know what? If you come to Jersey, and he was on probation, he wasn't allowed to cross the bridge. And I said, we'll keep it quiet. I know a couple people around there, that own supermarkets and stuff. You can live rent free in my thing back there, in my office. I had just a little space out back there, had a bathroom, a little kitchenette, whatever. And I said, you could keep that place, and when you start working, you pay me $400 a month, right? Well,
yeah.
he was collecting his money from, what do you call, unemployment, right? And smoking 24/7, buying cigarettes, hurting my barbershop on the first floor. The tenant in the front was complaining about the cigarette smoke, right? I'm telling him to go outside. And then he brought his daughter with him in a one little studio type thing that only had a bathroom. She was sleeping with him on his bed, you know, and I'm like, that wasn't the deal for you to bring her. The deal was for you to get a little space for yourself, when you start working, pay rent, you know, and then get yourself your own place. Or maybe you can even move into the apartment up front, which is a 2-bedroom. Then you can bring your kid if you want.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening is his daughter ended up coming with me for like a whole year,
Mm,
and she was going to school, private school, with my daughter. I had his daughter for like a whole school year, and he had gotten a
wow.
job, and then he actually started to pay not child support. He actually started paying for her schooling, but he took his daughter away from Ashley and brought her to me.
I
Okay.
never knew that. Yeah, I stayed away from the family. It was too much drama, so I never knew that.
Yeah. Um, there was a time that me and Betsy didn't, speak. That was that time. But before he was in the back room, right? And I'm like, dude, like, you're like racking up my bills here, whatever I'm paying for. You're just smoking. He's there like 5, 6 months, not looking for a job. A couple people that I had asked them to help me out with him or whatever. He's like, I ain't working in no supermarket. I ain't stacking those shelves. The supermarket was across the street.
Uh,
Like, how easy was that?
yeah.
He did not want to work. And I'm like, okay, you know what? You're gonna have to like leave. And he got tough with me. He stuck his chest out, and it was like, I ain't effing going nowhere. Da da da, and then he started disrespecting me and like really putting me down with my mom and saying that I had a $50,000 insurance policy on my mom's head, and that I was just waiting. I still have the text messages, waiting for my mom to die so I can collect that money. And then he started throwing scripture at me, telling me that what the Bible says, that it's easier for a camel to go through a needle, the hole of a needle, than for the, I don't know, whatever, to get into
Oh,
heaven.
that
And
saying. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So he started like really insulting me. And then what hurt me the most was about my mom, and I was paying his cell phone bill because that was the only way. Like, ever since he got out of jail for like 2 years, I was paying his cell phone bill. He was on my cell phone bill
Oh,
because that was the only way that I knew my mom could have contact with him. So it was really
gotcha.
for my mom that I kept
Yeah.
his cell phone bill on, and I just got tired of it. So I tried to put him out of my place, and he wouldn't leave. And he had Kaylin, and I had all the proof that Kaylin was registered at the school, and the school bus and all of that stuff. And so I told him, I threatened him. I said, I'm gonna give you 3 days to leave my place. If you don't leave, I'm gonna call your probation officer and tell them that you crossed the bridge, you've been here this long, and you brought your daughter with you, which he wasn't supposed to do, and you
Mm.
kept her in this little room by yourself where she showered, changed, and everything right in front of you. So he left. He left in that 3-day window, and that was the last I spoke about him. And if you look at his Facebook, you'll see like he'll post things about his daughter in the military, which she's following my steps. And like, there's pictures of me at her promotion ceremonies, and he'll block my face out and like put
Oh
a like
God.
witch face or something on me in uniform. And there was a picture that he posted of me at like a party, a birthday party. Look at her, always plotting on me. Like, plotting on what? What is there to plot? You're a peon to me,
Hey,
you know?
sis, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you willing to share the story of his audacity with his older child, and like how he felt? You know what I'm talking about. How he felt he was owed some type of loyalty or respect.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to try and tell the version without names and stuff like that. Okay. So his two oldest kids, right? I already told you the aunt got custody. They were raised by their pop, while the aunt ran off with the doctor, and she would come back and whatever. Anyway, long story short, the oldest one, she ended up doing moved on to bigger and better things, decided that she didn't want to be like the Philly rat and all that stuff. And
Mm.
she picked herself up, I'm gonna say a military saying, by her bootstraps, you
Oh, good
know.
for her.
And she ended up, getting married and making a family, buying a house, and she's really well off right now. She's doing really, really well. So proud of her. We're very,
Yeah.
very close, and my brother had the audacity, while she was about like 7 months pregnant. She was engaged at the time, and she was getting married. And my brother had the audacity to go all over Facebook and put like subliminal, without, if a man had a daughter, like without saying the names and stuff, but everybody knew who he was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
He's good at that.
and yeah, he would say stuff like, how would you feel if some guy knocked your kid up and asked her hand in marriage without coming to you as the man first, as the father?
A
Well,
kid
there,
he didn't raise. A kid he did not
he did
raise.
not raise her. He's not even in his grandkids' life,
Oh
you
my
know?
God.
Like,
He's
where do
audacious.
you get off saying like, you know, um, you know, telling that kind of story, and then people would be like, oh, Mike, you're a good dude, you care about your kids, you trying to do
Yeah.
things the right way. Well, if you wanted to do things the right way, why didn't you raise your kids so
Do
that when
things
a
the right way.
man
Yeah.
does come into life, they know
Yeah.
what they got to do? But they
Mhm.
they they had no respect for him. He was nothing but a nut, just a father. He didn't raise those girls. He never did anything for them. He never tried to get them back. He never tried to be their father. And the only reason why he's in his youngest daughter's life is because he was with the baby mom.
Mm.
That's it.
Wow.
Ooh,
I said a lot, didn't I?
I'm speechless, and I can talk
Well,
for
thank you.
days.
Thank you.
And listen, I want to say this. Uh, I know he has a lot of supporters, and they're calling us liars. First of all, they in the beginning didn't believe that we were his siblings because he kept denying it. But if they do believe now, I would just like anybody that's one of his supporters on here, I want to ask them, why would we make these stories up? I mean, you can hear the pain in my sister's voice. When I spoke about it, you could hear the rage in mine. Um, why would any of his supporters think that we would make this up about our own brother? I mean, we are describing what we grew up with, and if his supporters paid attention, the way he blows up on his supporters if he doesn't get his way, and the way he talks to them, like it
He's a
lines up.
bully.
Yeah, it lines up with what you're seeing with your own eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss G says, Betsy, it's a miracle you can talk. I know, right? Because apparently
Yeah.
stroke
Don't
victims can't
talk.
talk.
Yeah.
And here's what I want to say about this. So when I had my stroke, I was 39 years old. And the doctor explained to me that what a stroke is is a blood clot, and it can be considered an embolism. And if
Hey
it
guys, I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Be back.
Okay, so if the embolism goes into your heart, it's considered a heart attack, and you can die from it. If it goes into your lungs, it's a lung embolism. You die, absolutely die from that one. Then you have the stroke where the embolism can go into your brain, and those people usually need rehabilitation. They have to learn how to walk. I was lucky enough that my stroke, my embolism went into my eye, and I say
Mm.
I'm lucky because it only affected one eye completely. So I became 100% blind on my left eye, but on my right eye, I still have 10% vision. I can see shapes and colors. And if I hold something close enough to my face, I'm talking about like my nose has to be touching the phone for me to even read comments. So I do have some vision left. Uh, Considering how ugly this world is turning, I'm kind of glad that I'm legally blind. But this just goes to show his ignorance that he thinks that people who have strokes can't talk.
Yeah, like you're rotting in a nursing home, drooling and
Right.
vomiting your food. Oh my lord.
Jeannie F,
I'm
listen.
back.
Jeannie F, I see that you say, I believe you guys and can't believe I support is such a sicko. We appreciate you. And if you can, share this live with other people that may have been his supporters. At this point, if anyone still supports him, I honestly have to be, I honestly, my guess would be is because they are in that type of life. Pedos stick together,
Hey,
you
I,
know.
I gotta say something. I don't. And this is, I guess, in Mike's defense. Okay, I heard his live where he said, I knew that he threw that out there indirectly. He didn't say us pedophiles, when we go to jail, we do our time and we get what we get in jail. But he said pedophiles, when they go to jail. He took it off of him. He deflected it off to him and said when they go to jail, they get what they want. State society makes them pay their debts and stuff, whatever. And in his defense, the way he's thinking, he's absolutely right. He was given a choice with the whole Megan's Law thing. I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "Oh, they don't want me to go on that live and say
Oh,
what I
Oh,
gotta
oh,
say."
oh. There
Oh, tell mama,
you
come on.
She had
Anita
You're
me
had
welcome
Anita.
anytime.
Hold on one second.
mm,
Anita had go pay someone else to pretend to be her mother.
no. Actually, I was talking
Oh,
to
my
her about it
mother? You
yesterday.
kidding?
No, I asked her what she had asked me what was I listening to, because Betsy has sent me all the the YouTube stuff, and I
Yeah.
told her, my mom's old elderly and I'm her caregiver. She's not doing so great, so I'm very careful about what I tell
What
her.
you tell her.
And at
Yeah.
the end of the day, my mom loves all her kids.
Yeah.
He may be what he is. We all may be what we are, different, and she loves us all the same. He is
Yeah.
her son. I wouldn't want to see any harm come to my brother at
Yeah.
all. I
No.
have for him the duty of sibling love, you know, because it's almost
I do
mandatory
not.
to have. Well, I do because of mom.
Hmm.
Okay. So, do I want to see him hungry, homeless, poor, broke in the street? No, I wish him well, whatever, but I think he should earn it
And not.
clean,
Yeah.
Hmm.
good, respectably. And he did what he did, right? And Ashley is already in his life. They're together. It is what it is. And they have been able to move on and cohabitate, even with whatever that has happened. So if that's their life, let them live, let them do their thing, but the truth is the truth. Don't
I
deny it.
I just
It
Yeah.
want
is
him to
what it
stop
is.
grifting. Listen,
Yeah.
if you, yeah, stop grifting. I know that if I was supporting a pedo and sending my hard-earned money, I would lose my shit over that. And I think it was my duty to speak up and tell these people, because like I noticed that a lot of his supporters that were sending him money were like elderly ladies. And
Yeah.
I don't have a relationship with my mom. I hope to make amends before she, leaves this earth. But I love my mother, and I put his followers in, and I replaced them with my mom. If my mom was sending a pedophile, someone who is a grifter, an abuser, if she was sending her pension to
Yeah.
someone like him, I would be so
To
fucked.
be
I would be
treated like
upset.
dirt.
Right. So yeah. So I I that's why I spoke up. That the videos, plus I don't believe that deserve second chances, and the type of platform that he has, is one that he shouldn't. Pedophiles should not have platforms. Pedophiles shouldn't have people donating monies. Now, if he were to come out and said, "Hey, I did this. I went to jail. I'm
I had a
remorseful.
past.
Yeah,
I
I
made
turned my life
mistakes.
over," but he's not. He denies it all. And
Yeah.
someone who denies what they do, that is the first tell all that they have no remorse, or that they think they did nothing
And they're
wrong.
not
No, and that
rehabilitated.
they'll do it again.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Exactly.
they're not rehabilitated. That's what
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
means.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
if any of Michael's followers are in here, and if Michael, if you're here, why don't you get up here and
Drop
tell us
the
to our
link.
faces that we're not your sisters. Tell us.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, you
Let-
have a right to defend yourself, so come up and
mhm.
defend yourself.
Look, Ashley's last kid, right? We all like family sidebar. We would say like that kid's not his because the kid looks Asian at first,
Hmm.
then the kid looks like a little, on the spectrum, whatever. And I just didn't look like my brother. And at first, when she got pregnant, he was all over Facebook talking shit about her, saying she ain't putting no baby on me. I ain't tapping that. It was probably one of her Johns and this, that, and the other. Fuck out of here. That ain't my kid. And then he had always wanted a boy because he had all girls,
Yeah.
and I guess he figured this is my son, when she had a boy. And so he took the little boy on, and but I guess it is his son. I don't know. I mean, I guess it is. And he stopped and when Ashley was pregnant, she ended up in a hospital like her 7th and 8th month, like with that monitoring thing on her stomach and everything,
Mm.
because I heard he put his hands on her.
Mm.
And she ended up in a hospital for like 2 months until she gave birth.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's also like something that's not said, but who knows. And now he's the baby daddy. I guess he is his father. Hopefully he is, because the little boy grows up with a man in his life, well, his
Mhm.
father in his life. But I don't know who put up that video of him, and he's like bitching and complaining at New Year's, and he's telling, I don't even know the little kid's name. He was saying like, oh yeah, I knew you were gonna do this. And my
Yeah,
mom
that was
heard
my
that.
video.
That was the video that my mom heard,
Oh.
and she was like,
Oh,
is that Mike? And I was like, yeah. And that's when I told her what was going on. And, I was like, I told her how it started, that Betsy was accused of being Anita Head.
Anita
And then
Head.
Betsy did her private investigative work and got in touch with Anita Head. And then Anita Head put out this video, and she's putting the tidbit out of like when Mike's ranting about the little boy, and he's pissed off, and this is my job. And I told, if you listen in the words that he's saying, now I'm going to go home and have to argue with Ash. Wait, I thought you don't live there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Right.
thought you don't have a home. you know so like if you hear him talk, you can catch him in his own lies,
Yep.
in the things that he says. And then he's like, oh, I was sleeping in my car, and then Ash sent me this video.
Yeah.
No, you were up all night in
She'll
her
Mhm.
delete
house
the video.
watching videos, reading, making new videos,
Mhm.
because you can't do this shit from your car you know
hey,
and
sis, excuse me.
yeah,
Somebody, I'm
sorry.
reading a comment.
Mhm.
The person that helped him bought the cars in the house and
Oh.
sent him. So her name is Melissa Horn. And Melissa, I just want to say that I'm really sorry that you got conned into sending him all that money. I'm sorry that that
Tell him he's
happened to
never
you.
homeless.
Yeah.
Why did she send the money for a car? I don't understand.
She believed his lies. He's a grifter.
He's a grifter, and so he emotionally and psychologically grifts.
Yeah.
He
He's
doesn't.
always saying he doesn't have something to eat. If I had
Right.
$5, I could buy my son this little trinket that he
Right.
wants, but I had to spend the $5 on something to eat. Oh,
So
I only had to buy one cigarette today because I didn't have any money for food. It's
here's
just
here's what he did to
Oh,
my mom.
Melissa, are you serious? She says I cut ties with him when I found out I had breast cancer,
Look,
Oh,
here's what he
wait,
did.
hold on.
and
He's asking for
he got
donations.
mad at me for not listening to his lives.
Is she the one that he's asking for prayers and donations for? That she just got diagnosed with breast
Yes,
cancer?
yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So
Yeah.
sorry to hear that, Melissa.
Here's what he did to my mom. And I'm sorry I'm talking a lot, because this is probably the only time I'm ever going to do this. And I'll probably just text next time. I won't go live again. But, here's what he did with my mom, right? When Ashley was tricking, okay, she was escorting. And, you know, I don't know if Betsy told did you tell them about how
I,
we know and everything?
no, I did not.
Okay. All right. Is that relevant? Do I need to say that?
Yeah, you can tell it.
All right. So, Philly's a very small place. Okay. Um, Someone in our family, okay, is married to someone, and that someone's sibling owns the company, that the escorting business, right? So Ashley was escorting, and Mike, he was telling everybody on Facebook that he was doing Uber and stuff like that. What he was doing is he was even charging Ashley $50 to take her to the hotel and then wait. And then all the other girls got wind of it. And so he started taking all them girls as well and charging them $50 to take them. He was not a
Lord.
bouncer.
is this
He
the
was
bouncer story?
Yeah, but he wasn't a
I
bouncer.
know.
Yeah, he wasn't waiting at no door like
Right.
no. He was waiting in the car, smoking his cigarettes,
Drinking
waiting
his
for them to
Wawa
be
coffee or
done.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, and then, take them back. I don't know if he was charging them 50 each way, but probably they wouldn't pay that because I heard the guy who owns the company was one of my private investors on the properties. I used to flip houses, and he was one of my private investors, and I heard it from the horse's mouth. He told me the story. Yeah, and so what happened was Mike was doing, he was saying that he was doing Uber, but his car wasn't fit for Uber, right? And then his car broke down, and he had asked my brothers for money, to fix his car, and nobody wanted to give him money because they know how he is, right? And so he was going on this rant that my family shit. I just need a couple dollars to fix my car so that I can, be making money, but no one's trying to help me out to get on my feet so that I could do Uber. And what does he do? He calls my mom. And he suckers my mom into giving him like $1,000 to get his
Wow.
car fixed, right? He does. He gets his car fixed, and 3 days later, after he gets his car fixed, he told my mom that he couldn't pass the inspection for Uber, and then he needed like $1,000. He gets the 1,000. He fixes his car because his car was jacked up, but it wasn't for Uber. It was just so that he could continue doing the trips for the girls, right? And then 3 days later, after he gets his car and he's doing his runs, he's so freaking high on Suboxone, and he crashes his car on Roosevelt Boulevard, Route 1 in the Northeast. Totals,
Methadone. Methadone.
whatever, totals his car. I heard it was Suboxones,
Okay.
so he totals his car, and now he has no way to make any money, and he stiffed my mom for that. That's when she was telling me, oh, they don't want me to go on live and talk about the money he owes me and how he got it out of me to say it was for Uber. I'm like, Mom, stay out of it. Whatever, but just stay, don't worry about it, Mom. But yeah, so she brings it up every now and again and stuff that he owes her money and whatever, but that's how he wrecked his car. And so let's get to Ashley now, okay? So Ashley
No, no, you
still,
didn't finish the story. You didn't finish the story how
I'm not done. I'm
oh,
not done. That's what I'm
okay.
saying. Let's get back to Ashley, right? So Ashley's still tricking, okay? And that's how he was able to get the drones, all those Eagle jerseys, and the kids got all these nice Christmases, tons of gifts and toys. And that's all coming from Ashley selling her ass because he wasn't working. And
Ooh.
he would charge Ashley to watch her kids because the three in the middle are not his. The first one and the last one are his. So he's like, these are my kids. Those are not. And my brother can cook. He could cook, he could cook food, Spanish food, American food, and stuff like that. So he takes care of Ashley's kids. I don't know if Ashley can cook or not, but I know my
I've
brother
never
can.
seen Ashley in the kitchen. It's always
Yeah.
him.
So that's my brother. My brother's feeding those kids. My brother's in there cooking, doing the domestic thing and feeding the kids. So that might be one of the things that that why Ashley keeps him around, because he is helpful and he does take care of her kids in that
Yeah,
sense. She'll
yeah.
buy the food, but he'll cook it.
I'll cook it and
You
clean
don't
it.
get fat. Listen, you don't get fat by being hungry and homeless. Okay.
Exactly.
And this is
Yeah.
the biggest he's ever been all his life. All right. So getting back to Ashley, right? So Ashley's still tricking. And he's not the driver anymore. And my brother was so obsessed when he was driving that he wanted to know who the owner of the company was. He wanted to meet him, to try to be official and work for the guy as opposed to just giving the girls lifts and charging them. But the guy is so private, which is why I'm not, whatever. And he's a legit dude, you know and he doesn't, and his business is legit too. The escorting business is not illegal in Philly. What the girls do when they're escorting, that's illegal. But
Yeah.
to have companionship is not illegal. And that's the company that he owns. And that is the company that Ashley worked for. And what a coincidence. What a small world. My brother, um, the guy never wanted to meet anybody. Like, no, I don't want nobody to know I'm the owner of this company. No. And I don't even know if Ashley knew that he was the owner. All I know is that he he had to pick up Ashley from one of the Johns and then bring her home, right? The owner, okay, which whom we know very good, okay, and very well. I'm sorry.
He's a
And
brother-in-law.
yeah, I didn't want to say that.
Okay,
But
sorry.
anyhow, so he brought Ashley home in this beautiful BMW, flashy, whatever. And Ashley is getting out of the BMW. And Mike's like, "Who's that? Like, what's going on?" And then he sees Ashley getting out of the Beamer, and he was like, "Yo, who's that?" And he was like, "Yo, what's up? Aren't you so and so?" And yeah, aren't you so and so? Yeah, what you doing with my lady? What you doing with my girl? He was like, "Oh, I'm just dropping her off from a job, like." And he was like, "Wait, you work for them too?" He was like, "Work for who? What are you talking about?" And he was like, "You work for the escorting business, whatever." And he was like, "I own it." What was that for? Okay. My brother begged him, "Please don't tell my family. Please don't say anything." Oh my God. What was that, for? Because he didn't want my family to know that Ashley was tricking, you know? But where else is she getting the money from?
Yeah.
We know you're not working, you know, and
Mhm.
she's not working, so where's the money coming from? you know and that's where it was coming from. And he's the one that told me about that story. And sure enough, it got out. I told my mom. I sure did. I didn't hold my tongue. I told my mom. She knew, and he denies it that Ashley wasn't tricking. Yes, she was. We know.
He was charging her to babysit while she went
Mm-hmm.
on the jobs. He was even charging her to babysit the kids because his claim was the other two weren't his. And
Other
he-
three.
oh
He's
yeah,
got two boys and a little girl.
but didn't you tell me that when mommy asked for the money back, he like snapped on her, like, how dare
So
you?
so here's what happened. My mom would, like, whenever he would call and ask for something, or like he'd come over because my mom needed something hung or whatever, he would charge my mom like $50, $60, to
Ew.
hang something on a wall,
Oh my
you
God.
know, and and when he would call my mom one time here and there. So my mom, in one of the conversations, she just very, she was just like, "Hey, I wanted to ask you about the little boy, and is something wrong with him? Is he like sickly?" And Mike lost it. "Oh, see, that's why I don't effing call you. You don't know how to speak nice. You're always so negative and
Oh
rude,"
my
and
God.
totally disrespected my mom, and then banged on her and blocked her
Oh.
because he had to spaz on my mom so that he didn't have to pay her. He no longer had to hear my mom ask him for her money back. And he has not spoken to my mom ever since. How old is the little kid? Like 5 now?
Yeah, he's 5,
Yeah, I
I
think he
believe.
just turned 5.
Okay. Okay, so then my mom hasn't spoken to him, and I think maybe like 4 years. That's how long it's been, 3 or 4 years. And it ain't because my mom. It isn't because my mom doesn't speak to him. It's because he banged on my mom. He
Mm.
spazzed out on my mom because she had asked him in Spanish, is he sickly, pretty much, you
Mhm.
know, and she didn't go on to say everything that what she thinks, but he
Yeah.
shut her down right there. and just got real nasty, blew up on her, and then hung up and blocked her.
Mm,
Yeah.
Hmm.
mm.
Somebody, Mr. G on the live said that he used to brag about his construction work and
What
his
construction work?
when he worked at the shipyard, I guess. And well, let me read her question. And she also said something about the seafood company. So let me tell you about the seafood company.
Cost plus.
Cost Plus. So the owner of that seafood company was my boyfriend at the time. And I'm not gonna lie, I met him as a dancer, and he started to take care of me. I mean, I guess he became my sugar D, but we got into a relationship, and this was before the whole Ashley thing blew up, and he needed a job, and he begged me to ask my boyfriend at the time to hire him. So he did on the strength of me. But my boyfriend had a partner. I was 60-40. My boyfriend at the time, he owned the majority of the company. And my brother was working there for a few weeks, and he would try to be like, yeah, my sister's the boss. This is her company, which it wasn't. It was my boyfriend's. And my then boyfriend's partner, I can name him because he'll never know the story, but his name was John, and he saw my brother John. He saw my brother Mike drinking a cup of coffee, and it wasn't his break time. Everybody had different break times, and he asked Michael to throw his cup of coffee away, and he was smoking a cigarette and get back to work. And Michael, thinking because he's my brother, was like, "Who the fuck do you think you are? You don't see those other guys over there drinking coffee? Why are you fucking with me? You can't tell me what to do." So John kind of got pissed off, but he's not a 50-50 owner. So he goes upstairs. This was at a seafood company down near by Packer Avenue in South Philly, and tells my then well, he's my ex-boyfriend now. His name was Mike. Unfortunately, his name was Michael too. And he's like, he explains to his partner, which was my boyfriend, what had just transpired. So my boyfriend came up to me and he was like, how do you want to handle it? I'm going to go fire his fucking ass. I went downstairs and I'm like, hey, Mike, I'm like, did you just pop off at John? And he's like, oh, yeah, he's fucking with me. I wasn't the only one drinking coffee, and I wasn't the only one taking my cigarette break. And he didn't say anything to them, to me. He only said it to me. And I'm like, well, he's the owner, and he is the one who cuts the checks. And if he asked you to, if this wasn't your break, to stop smoking your cigarette and your coffee and throw it out, then that's what you should have done. Oh no, he was just picking on me. He doesn't like me. I don't have to. No, he can't tell me what to do. He absolutely can. He's a business partner, and we got into it, and I had to fire him. Like, he's just that ungrateful. He's that entitled. He figured because my boyfriend was 60% owner of the company, that he could just do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, and no one can say anything to him. So
Oh,
I
yeah, it
literally
would be
had to fire him. Yeah. Hmm.
And that same attitude you just reminded me when I lived in Egg Harbor Township. I had a 3-bedroom house, and I rented one of the rooms out to this old man from church, Greggy, and he could barely walk. He looked like Santa Claus. That's how, but could barely walk. He used a cane, and he used to rent the back room from me. Quiet guy, went to church, and when he came home, he ate, he slept, and read his Bible. Every once in a while, he would come out of his room and mingle with me and my daughter. And we all went to church together. And he was my daughter's rent-a-grandpop at school. Like, whenever they had functions, that was the guy that everybody wanted to have. But my daughter had him because he lived with us. And that's who he was. He was someone significant in my life. He was special to us in our way. And during that transition time that I told you that Mike took the back room on my commercial property above my barbershop, when he brought his daughter, he started bringing her little by little to my house so that she can eat dinner, she can eat breakfast before going to school. And I had another property by a university, I still got it. And um, I had tenants moving in. So I had lived at this property and I said, you know what? I'm going to swap my brand new appliances and bring them to this place and bring the old appliances from this place that I just bought to the rental property. So I'm making that move with, the movers and stuff. And Mike had came over with his daughter. They had dinner. And I'm like, hey, I'll be back. I got to go make this move. So Greggy used to go to bed like around 7 o'clock, right? And I was making this move around that time between it was like 5:30 and 8 o'clock that I was making this move. So my brother stayed behind at my house. My daughter and his daughter were like playing around, coloring, whatever. And my brother decides to start playing loud music at the house. And he starts singing and changing the words to like, you know, funny words or to make the girls laugh and whatever. But he was just doing it real loud and being real foolish about it. So Greggy comes out of the back room and he was like, hey, Mike, you know, do you mind, keeping it down a little bit? I'm trying to sleep, right? So Mike snaps on him. Who the F do you think you are? This is my sister's house. You're not going to come out here. And anyway, has this huge
One was paying rent
conversation.
and one wasn't.
Right. So that's where the whole rich thing comes in, that I sold my brother out because the guy used to pay me $500 a week. I mean, $500 a month for the back room, you know, and that
And
I
Mike
when
was
I
paying nothing.
right. And so when I came home, I see Mike, all right, quiet neighborhood, all old people that live around me. I was like the only young person around there. And I see him in the middle of the street with his hands out. And as I get closer, I can hear him yelling, pointing, backing out in the street. Come out here, mother effer. Say it to my face, I'll F you up.
A 60-year-old man.
Older, pushing 70.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
And I look on my porch and I see Greggy, this
Oh my
old
god.
man with his cane leaning over. And of course, Greggy didn't back down. He's like, you should be ashamed of yourself. And, da, 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 da. And I run out of the truck. I'm like, yo, what's going on? He was like, oh, this mother effer. I know he doesn't like me because he thinks I'm a child molester. He thinks da 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 da. So he's just gonna come out here. So I know he doesn't effing like me. I was like, what happened? Like at this point, I couldn't pick up from my brother, because it's not like my brother tucked his tail and was like, you know what, bet I'm gonna wait for my sister to get home and I'm gonna tell her and I'm gonna make her put you out. No, he went toe to toe with my tenant and my very good friend at the time. It was like my best friend. I trusted him with everything. And he went toe to toe with this old man, inviting him out into the street to beat his ass. One push would knock this man over and break his hip. He's not getting up. Okay. That's how old this dude is and decrepit. Okay. And my brother thought he was so tough. So I was trying to calm my brother down. And I was like, dude, you need to throw that mother effer out. And I'm like, what happened? And so Greggy told me, and I was like, hey, Mike, you need to go home because he's not calming down and he's still yelling. Come get your daughter and go home. So Mike got mad at me about the whole ordeal because he said I picked up for Greggy only because I was getting income from him, and that I sold my brother out for a measly $500. And he put that all over Facebook, and
Oh my god.
everybody was souping it up like, oh, your sister's messed up. She's the devil. People don't even know me.
Yeah.
and they don't know the whole story. He tells it the way he tells it, but he lies to make it seem like he's always the victim.
It's so
But
much
that's
worse
what it
than
was.
it.
And I tried to talk to him and tell him, like the next day when I went over, and I was like, "Yo, Mike, that wasn't cool what you did, But he was like, "No, I know he doesn't like me because he thinks I'm a child molester. He can't get that out of his head, and blah 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 blah." And I
He is
was
a
there
child
with,
molester.
yeah, that I was there with the girls and I was like, "No, Mike, he was sleeping. He goes to bed early, okay?" And he said he came out and asked you to like tone it down a bit, that he was trying to rest, and you snapped on him. "Nah, he's an effing liar. He came out there and he was being disrespectful to me, and he told me to turn that shit down." And you know what? Even if he did, rightfully so. You were being
Yep.
disrespectful in my house.
Yeah.
You were singing lewd songs, all loud, screaming through the house. He thinks he's K7. He really thinks he's one of the guys from K7. Seriously. He even has like videos recording himself crying out of windows, lip singing to those songs. Like he's a nut.
Oh my god.
hmm And you know
There's
what?
one of them
Here's
singing to Alive with the Vandross song, the Daddy
Yes, I was
song.
just about to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That like when I was talking to him, he would tell me, he would say like, "When I die, this is a song. I want a video of my kids and this, that, and the other." Your kids don't know you. Your kids don't fuck with you. The only kids that he has a real relationship with is the ones with Ashley, because
limited.
the relationship that he has with his second daughter is when Ashley has to put him out, he'll go stay at her house. And then when she has to put him out because she's got a man and 3 kids and he's a nuisance, and her mom goes over there sometimes and
Hold
stays.
on, hold on. Mondo's in the house. A Jimenez, that's my
Hey,
husband. He's at work. Read the comments.
Oh,
Listen, my husband and I have been married for 13 years. And look what he just wrote. He's at work right now. He said I can come. I sent him the link to listen in. I didn't know if he was listening in or not, but
hi,
he's even
Mondo.
confirming. Everybody,
confirm.
this is my husband. His name is Armando, but we call him Mondo. So give him a welcome.
Yeah, welcome
Hey,
in.
Welcome in, Mondo.
And my husband is also a veteran, so
Thank you for your service.
and
Yes.
he,
Thank
he's he he doesn't get into gossip and whatnot, and he's even confirming these stories. He's heard them the entire time we were together.
Yeah. Shout out to Mondo.
He says I'm supposed to be working.
Hey, hey Mondo, can I tell them where you work at? Let's wait for his response. I'll tell you guys because I'm super proud. He works for SpaceX.
All right. He said yes. He said yes. He confirmed it. He said yes.
Yes, he works for SpaceX. So I know a lot of people hate Elon Musk, but he pays my bills. So we
Amen,
know.
sister.
Yeah, and he inspects the rockets, those Starlinks that have been getting sent out, and the satellites. That's what my husband does. So let's thank Mondo so that because we have good internet because of those Starlinks.
mm,
Hey, I want to answer Fly Girl. She's telling Melissa that she can get some money back when he gets his settlement. That settlement was denied. It was dismissed. He's been telling that lie for 2 years. It was dismissed. There is no settlement coming.
Oh,
Hey,
I figured
somebody in my
that.
somebody in my family doesn't believe that settlement was dismissed. Can someone send me paperwork to show me that was dismissed so I can prove once and for all?
I've been
Yes.
trying to look for that and prove that for a long
It
time.
is. I have a copy of that dismissal. And number two, the day that he was busted, he got on YouTube stating that he contacted his attorney and got a new court date for October 2024. it was
Right.
dismissed. So I will definitely send you that, the
Okay.
Yes,
Awesome.
please
edition.
send me a screenshot, and you can also send it to my email. You guys, I'm going to give out my email once again, and if I put it in the comments, YouTube will block it. So I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to grab a pen and paper.
I think I can post it, and
Oh,
you're a moderator now, so you should be able to post it.
well, let me see if I can do it. Let me see. I'm going to try.
If you did you make me a mod, Anita?
Oh, there it goes, guys.
Yes, I did, didn't I?
No, nope, I don't have a.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Melissa, listen. You may not want everything your money back, but if you make a complaint against it, see, I want him. I don't want him monetized, and I want to take his GoFundMe down, and I've already filed a complaint, but not enough people have. If people file a complaint and want their money back, he doesn't deserve to have not even a GoFundMe.
Amen.
We definitely need to put out there how to go about doing that, Betsy.
It's easy. If you go on the GoFundMe and you scroll down, it'll say report this GoFundMe, and it'll ask you reasons. It's step by step. It's super easy.
Okay.
You know, he
Hey, I got
changed
a
the
question.
description 3 times on that GoFundMe. He has
Oh
changed the
yeah,
description.
I knew he changed it twice, but not
Hmm.
3 times.
3 times.
Hey, I have a question. I just saw that there was like a question box here, and it says Jamila Head, real, not a troll. When I was trying to get into the chat, I thought it would be funny. So since the person who has
Oh, is
this
that
is
really
Anita
you?
Head, I just wrote my name, Jamila Head, but it's me. I thought if someone says the other Jamila is a troll, no, they were both me. But I noticed like when I first came on. Betsy was like, "Why would you put your real name?" And what had happened is that I made this YouTube channel when I had my maiden name. And when you guys brought it up, I didn't know that my name was there.
Wait, let me clear
And
something up real fast. So I didn't question my sister. Why did you have your real name? Because I have my real name. I just know that she's a private person. Like me, I wear my whole entire life on my sleeve. So I asked her. I was like, I not only did I not expect you to tell your story, but I did not expect you to use your real name. So go
I
ahead,
didn't
continue.
know. I didn't know, because on my Facebook, I had my name broken in half because I didn't want to put my last name. And I have my married last name, but on my YouTube channel at the time, I was not married when I created, and I only have one video, LOL, which is about Betsy's youngest daughter. We made a video together years ago. I wasn't married, and I used my maiden name when I created the channel, and I never messed with YouTube again until this time that I went into the live, but I was only chatting. I wasn't talking, and I didn't know that my name was there. So for this chat, I guess my name is still there, but when I was trying to get into the talk room, I guess I just wrote my name was Jamila Head just to be funny. But yeah, it's me. I was trying to change my last name and just be like the person of the chat room and just use her last name. Jamila needs head. Ah.
Hey, sis, what do you think about his? I sent you a screenshot. Someone sent me a screenshot of him saying, "Jesus can forgive you, Moko." What do you think about that story?
Well, he's throwing subliminal messages that we can
Like he
understand,
always does. Yep.
but you guys can't understand because you don't know the backstory behind Moko.
Hmm.
And we never even use the word Moko in Spanish. We always use boogie in English. But
Yeah,
to
but
throw
he
you
knew
guys
that.
off,
Yep.
right? So to throw you guys off, not knowing what he's talking about,
Uh huh.
we know he's talking about my sister. Did you tell them why he calls you boogie?
Yeah, I did, but Mondo
Okay.
wasn't on the live chat at the time. So if Mondo, if you're still on here, so someone
Let
send me
me
a
tell it. I tell it
okay.
funny.
Oh,
we when we moved into our house, because I'm the snitch. When we moved into the house, I told you we were all didn't have furniture. I think it was just one recliner, and my mom was in it. And me and Betsy, we were all laying down, all six of us. We were all laying down on the floor watching the darn cat. That movie, you guys know the darn cat?
The darn
Mm-hmm.
cat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an old movie. And we were watching that movie. And I'm looking at Betsy, like at my peripheral. And we had our hands like on our chin, holding our head up. And I see her taking her one finger, digging in her nose, and then like eating it or like playing with her lips and
I
shit,
was
right?
hungry.
Listen, so I'm the snitch. I went and told mom. I was like, Mom, look, Betsy's eating her boogies. And she's like, I know. I'm watching her. I'm going to get her. And what was that for? I guess she ate one too many, and my mom wanted to be sure. And then my mom got up and whooped her ass over that. So
Which is
then
sad. It causes me trauma because I was a little kid.
aw,
All kids done it,
I
you
yeah.
know,
know.
nasty. Anyway, so my brother Mike,
Now, if
my
Michael
brother,
wants to deny that we're siblings, only siblings can talk like this.
look, my brother Mike, growing up, he was the funny cat in the house. He was the ball breaker. Like when my mom would be hitting us or whatever, he would count the strikes. And then as we go upstairs, Mommy hit you two more times than me. And what was that for? Then everybody would start crying all over again. And then we'd all get hit again evenly. Like, listen, all because of him. And he was the funny guy. It wasn't all bad. He was the funny guy, he was the jokester, everything. But he's the one who gave us all of our secondary names. And some of them he used to call me Puss, because Puss and Shrimp, because when I was like 4, I couldn't breathe, and my mom and my stepdad laid me across their laps and then took tweezers into my nose to unclog my nose and pulled out like a hard
Wait,
booger with a
hold on, stop.
Oh,
Oh, no, time out. Miss G just said, Betsy, Mondo's listening and he knows what you do when there's no food. So you better
Mm,
make that money, Mondo. You better make that money before I start eating them again.
Oh, gross.
mm.
Lord Jesus.
oh my god.
Ew. Ew.
Uh,
Ew. So
but
anyway, so my mom with the tweezers pulled out this hard booger, and behind the booger was this long, like wormy
no,
piece of
shut the
pus.
hell up. Enough is enough. We talking about Michael now. Girl, please.
Exactly. Listen, but
No.
that's why he called me pus and tormented me, and I didn't want to be called Puss, and he called me Puss everywhere. And he would call us Puss Boogie Blood. I don't know what the blood was for, but that's what he would say to me and Betsy, Puss Boogie Blood.
The blood was because when you were little, you took a piece of brown paper bags. You remember back then the plastic shopping bags weren't a thing, and you
Yeah.
stuck it up your nose, and you were afraid because you stuck it up so far that you
Dang.
had it in there for a couple days. You can even ask mom, and you were afraid to tell her, but you had to tell her. And by the time you told her, and she got the tweezers to pull it out,
That
you-
that's
it,
you know what?
it
I
had
don't even remember that part. I just
yeah.
remember the pus coming
Yeah.
out.
No, there was blood on it, there was pus on it, there was boogies on it, and that's why you were pus boogie blood. I was boogie, and Michael was Egger. I won't tell everybody else's because they're not here. So
Yeah, because Mike had a big head, so
yeah.
you know his name was Eggert. Yeah.
Lego, my ego. He used to lose his ever loving mind. He became unhinged if we would say Lego my ego to him.
Oh
Mm,
God, that's my new nickname now. I
mm,
got a new
Melissa,
nickname.
Roll account. Lego my ego.
Melissa, I'm
mm.
not embarrassed about it. I was 5, 6 years. I was a little kid, and not for nothing, but we, like my sister said, by mid-month we ran out of food. I had to do what I had to do.
Mm.
Oh, now if my brother wants to make a reel or another live talking about his sisters laughing, well, yeah, now he'll be telling the truth. But we were laughing at him with Anita Head, with Honeybee, with Barb, you know, with Jamila, and everybody's on this panel. Now we're laughing and making fun of him. So I guess in some way he is a fortune teller or a prophet because we are
Mm.
literally cracking the fuck up over this.
No, no, it was
So
the
he's
people
Mike the
that could.
prophet. He's Mike
It's
the prophet.
the people that could look into the future.
Yeah. They're
Psychics. There
prophets.
you go.
Psychics, prophet, yeah.
Mm.
So I mean, he did call it, but it was just not that we weren't laughing on a conversation with him. We're laughing now.
Mm.
He
Yeah.
manifested that shit.
I was talking to my sister about it because I heard it, and I was like, I was listening to the cleanup job, and I was just like, wow, he's really, really mastered how to talk to people. But anybody who understands conversation can read through the bullshit. But not everybody is educated on that. I learned about it when I used to work at the jail and in the military. You learn how to talk to people and get information and read lies and, things like that. And I know him, so I don't need to read him, and I know the truth. So when I was hearing him, I was just like, wow, he is so good. He's gotten better, over the years, and he's learned how to be this pod personality that he has created, and when he mentioned that he was on the phone with his sisters, he just like nonchalantly like, yeah, and then moved right on like into
Yeah.
the next little thing. And I was like, are we just going to skip right by what he just said? And
Mhm.
he made it sound like in a way um yeah, that doesn't bother me, it's not true, let's move on to more pressing issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Now,
already addressed it, it's not that serious, I'm not too concerned. And that was the impression that I picked up from him, and I'm like, wow, like, and he just moved on right into the next thing. And the way he said it was just rolling right off of his mouth.
Yeah, just
And that
so
I was sleeping in the
effortlessly too.
car.
He's
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah.
He's
let me
smooth.
let me ask your panel here, okay? And I want all the women on this panel to answer this. If you had a brother who was honorable and people were trying to assassinate his character, like he's saying that we're paid actors or we're paid people,
Right.
and we're trying to assassinate his character. How many of you would run to his defense if he was innocent? How many of you would jump on his live and say, "Yo, this is not true. My brother's a good guy"?
Oh, of course
Yeah,
I would.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And he can't do that. And the reason why is because we are indeed his real sisters,
Mm.
and I mean, I know if I had a different set of brothers, and my brother was accused of something like that he didn't do, I would be the first one defending him,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm. I
Very good
agree.
point. Yeah, if you're so close like that,
Mhm.
you call and laugh and giggle
Somebody
over
said,
such things.
excuse me, Rose Wilkes has said, Betsy, is it true that all of you only got one Christmas gift and it was under your bed? No, that's not true. As
No,
far
sis,
as
you don't
I can,
remember. No. The answer to that is yes. See, when you as when our older sister started having her kids, we started to get more gifts. But because I know what Christmas you're going to talk about with the Cabbage Patch dolls and stuff like that. But before that, you were too young. You were the baby. Yes, we did only get one gift, and
well,
mom did.
But we did get it then. I mean, that's the point, that it's not that we didn't get it. It's
No, he was trying to grift and pull strings on his lives, telling people that he's never gotten Christmas presents, that he only got one under his bed. And I'm like, yeah, because you never deserved them. But he doesn't say that we were poor and there were six of us. Now as the years went on and the economy got better, yes, we got Christmas gifts. And you were too young. We did used to only get one. I was a baby at the time, because this was when you may have not even been born yet. Now that I think about it, it was when we lived right on the corner of Fifth and Cross. And no,
Yeah, I don't remember that.
right,
I remember when we moved to the 3-story house.
right.
Those were where my memories begin. Before that, I can remember things like a Flintstone bottle or a Mickey Mouse spoon and fork that I may have had. But I remember that I would get 3 pairs of pants, you would get 3 pairs of pants,
Right.
3 shirts, a pack of
Hmm.
socks, a pack of underwears. Grandma would give us a pack of something, you know. And but I also remember, okay, that we were the youngest.
Hmm.
Rosa always got the bet. Oh, sorry.
Oh, well,
Sorry. I
let
meant
me
my
cut
old
you off. Let me cut you off and gather yourself so I can answer a
Okay.
question.
Okay,
Kason,
wait. Let me
no,
finish this real
okay,
quick.
okay.
So my oldest sibling would get the most and the best, right? And then the boys, there was 3 boys right after, right? And they would get the most expensive things, like the patent leather Puma sneakers, the shell top Adidas, you
Mm.
know, they would get the two-tone jeans, all that
Acid
expensive
wash jeans.
acid
Designer
wash,
jeans, yeah.
right. And then me and Betsy, we would get the exact same thing in different colors, you know? And that's what we would get. But my memories are, now when I look, I knew that their stuff was more expensive, and we were smaller, so our things were less expensive, and you got 3 growing boys. They were growing like weed.
Yeah.
And so they always got, they didn't have to wait till Christmas or their birthday. When they busted up their shoes, my mom would go buy them, New Yorkers. The laces were really expensive for their patent leather Pumas and Adidas, and that stuff was expensive. And
Well,
if
he
we're
Yeah.
never
telling
mentions
you,
that. He's
yeah,
never mentioned that.
but I can also tell you that Mike was always a runaway. He wasn't always home. He was a runaway all the time, and then he'd come home and then he'd run away again. And then he got put in St. Vincent's, home for boys. I don't know how he cut out of that. My mom sent him
Because
to
yeah,
Texas.
here you go.
My mom sent him to Texas, and he did straighten out a little bit because my aunt's uncle was like really tough and stern, and he was able to like put some character into him a little bit, and he came back, and then the same thing started again. So my memories of him that I can recollect, that's what it was. He was never home consistent. He'd be home for a couple months, run away, get sent away, come home, like that. That's how
Yeah.
it was until he like took off to the racetracks. It seemed like he like got himself together a little bit, enjoyed what he was doing, and said he wanted to be a jockey and all that stuff, but he was too big to be a jockey. And then he
Yeah.
came back home, and yeah, they were doing all kinds of stuff, stealing cars, cop cars, with the little Asian kid around a corner. And Mike took to, even, listen, the Debonas, right? They they're not, they were, I don't know if you guys knew anybody where everybody in the neighborhood could go to that one house.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's what the DeBona's house was.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Anybody could go in there, smoke, sit on the couch, you know, even their baby moms were like bums, you know. Now I wouldn't
Yeah.
say bums, but they were just looked uh, like just trailer trash. I'm gonna I don't have
Yeah.
no other way to say it, you
I know
know.
exactly what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
And the DeBonas are not good looking people. They look like they're sick. They look like they're,
Inbred.
yeah, that's what they look like. You
Uh-uh.
know, they got like those little chinky eyes, and you know,
That's
and they just,
racist. You can't say that.
oh, sorry. Take it back. I'm sorry. They have, you know, they don't, then they're not the I guess the sharpest tool in the shed, you know. And so even them, they were people that he could like talk shit on and be above, you know what I mean, like I'm better than you type thing. He had the other one, the brother Tommy the Bona, he had him uptight, you know. And it was just all talk, it was just all, you know, he never really beat nobody up. And Mark wasn't a pussy. He didn't have Mark uptight, you know, but he had Tommy uptight. And he would just go over there, talk shit, call them names, and they would just had no choice but to laugh it off because they thought Mike was a badass, but Mike never put his hands on them, you know.
Mhm.
And like I just said, they're not the sharpest people, and those are the kind of people that he likes to be around, people that he can be up on and run, you know, or that people would actually look up to him, you
Yeah.
know. And it's usually the weaker sex, the weaker, you know, kind of a guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of his friends in real life, and even the women that he's dated, are on the spectrum.
Got you.
They're people that he can manipulate and control.
Very
yeah,
Really.
interesting.
yeah. He's never dated a woman his age. As he got older, the
Barbara,
women,
Barbara.
Yes, I'm here.
No, no, I'm telling my sister, Barbara.
Oh,
oh yeah, but Barbara wasn't, she wasn't because he liked her. He needed a place to stay,
Hmm.
you know. And she was actually staying at her mom's house. Her mom had moved out, and she was living in the house with her kids, and Mike moved in there because he needed a place. And I remember it was across the street from my salon, and he had it, he was working, he was doing good. And he used to tell me like funny things, like he'd be, you know, driving to work, and then
Uh-huh.
Barb gets on one of her kids bikes and starts chasing after him in a car. Like, yeah, it was that kind of relationship. He was sick of her, he was tired of her, he didn't like her, you know. She's not pretty to him, but you know, he knew why he was there, you know.
We all
and
know
and
why he was there.
and wait, this is the part that Betsy didn't tell you guys. When he took Ashley out of the house, right? That's when I got pregnant with my daughter. Okay. So my daughter's 21, right? You need 9 months to be pregnant, right?
mhm.
I was a high risk pregnancy. I lost 5 babies because of all the abuse I have been through. Okay. I have an incompetent cervix, and actually, I almost murdered my baby because when I got pregnant, I just couldn't go through another abortion. I mean, another miscarriage.
Miscarriage.
And I prefer to just have an abortion so that I mentally wouldn't go through that again.
Yeah,
And somehow she hung on, you
praise
know, she
God.
hung on. But I had an apartment, and I had a salon, and I had to shut my salon down because I was a high risk pregnancy, and I didn't
Mm,
have savings, and I had an apartment. I was paying $900 a month. I think it was like 950, something like that. And I didn't know what to do, so I had asked my brother if he would like move in and pay half the rent, but then I couldn't even I didn't even have half my rent for it because now I'm not working. I shut down my salon. I had no savings. My car got impounded because I couldn't make the payments. And so instead of him saying, sis, don't worry about it, you're pregnant, stay here, he was like, okay, well, I'm going to pay all the rent. You got to go. Okay. So I ended up leaving and staying in one of my friend's a cellar, not a basement, a cellar. There was a twin bed in there, and that's where I was between my fifth, sixth, and seventh month of pregnancy. And
Oh
that's
my
when
goodness.
he moved into my apartment, and I had to go because that's when he took Ashley over there. So obviously, I couldn't be there. And then Ashley was there by herself for like a month. And obviously, I couldn't take any of my furniture with me. So I had like a futon in the room, and I had brand new Natuzzi leather furniture in the living room. I had nowhere to take that. I had to leave everything behind. He didn't let me live off my furniture, like, like keeping it and let me stay here for like a month or two or whatever. I just had to go. And she was there for like a month with him. And then things started to look bad. And then that's when he brought
Outside, buddy.
Barb's other two boys over there.
Buddy.
And
Callie, leave
so,
Cook alone. Hey! Sorry, guys.
so it's okay. So that, and I don't know how long he stayed in the apartment, but then again, I
Good boy.
went on to have my baby and moved on and things like that or whatever. But when my daughter was like 3 or 4, I was living in Atlantic City, and I was going to Colombia for 2 weeks. And I think she was like 3 or 4, like that age. And I had asked him to watch my place for me while I was gone, and he brought Ashley with him. And they stayed in my apartment for those 2 weeks. I don't know how old she was. I think she was like in that 10, 11, I don't know, somewhere in that age, while I was in Colombia for the 2 weeks, and they stayed at my apartment. And I didn't know that she was there until I came back and found out. So, yeah,
Mm.
he had her a lot alone. And I don't know about the time when, like, when he lived in Kensington, and he was making all that money, and he had all the pinball machines, and she was there over there. I just know stories that I've heard. We had a big disconnect in the family. This one's not talking to that one, and this one like that or whatever. But that's how that was. And it's still like that today. Some of us don't talk to each other and whatnot. And that's exactly how it is now. Me and Betsy do not speak to Mike. And we just have nothing to do with him. My other siblings, they have their own in and outs, whatever. But if we're staying on Mike, we don't speak to him
Mm-mm.
for lots of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and not only that, but I'm sorry, with this whole fight, when I threw him out of my apartment and all that stuff, he started to send messages to my husband on Messenger, trying to break me and my husband up, telling
Mm-hmm.
him that I'm cheating on him and that I'm cheating on with this guy and that guy. And look at these pictures, look at the date. And my husband came to me and he was like, yo, Mike's hitting me up on Messenger. And I told him, make a choice. Either you're going to allow, me and him don't speak. Either you're going to allow, you know, my enemy to talk shit about your wife, okay? Or you're going to believe your wife and cut off my enemies. What are we? Are we one, or are we doing our own separate things? And he was like, well, I just don't want to be rude to your family. Who fuck my family? There is no family if you're not going through me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
I'm the person you owe the honor to, whatever. So just recently, not too long ago, I still have it in my messenger. I don't know if Mike had like some change of heart or whatever, but he just sent everybody in the family like, oh, I hope you could forgive me. I just wanted to say sorry, you know, and I hope you guys could forgive me, whatever. I didn't respond to him. I just left it and I called Gavin. Oh, I'm telling you my husband's name. He called me and he's like, hey, did you get a message from your brother? I'm like, yeah, why? He was like, he sent me a message asking me to forgive him or whatever. He told me he didn't respond, but he told my sister the other day that, yeah, that he responded and was like, listen, we're family, no bad blood. He's just a really cool guy, whatever. But I had a talk with him just recently about that because he lied to me. He told me he didn't respond to him, which means he listened to whatever this dude had to say, and just further poison our relationship. But it
Yeah.
had no effect. It had no effect whatsoever.
Hold on one second. Rose is saying that all Mike's mods are here. Who are Mike's mods?
Todd has come in, and Janae was back here a little bit ago.
Okay.
Um,
So Todd F was a moderator.
yeah. Now
Todd,
it's going to be said that we lured everybody over here, and we did not. I was surprised to see them in the chat, and of course they're welcome here.
yeah.
But I just want to set that record straight because I am not trying to lure anybody over here that does not want to be here.
Well,
Right.
Todd, do you believe you were one of his mods? Do you believe that we are his sisters, and do you believe our story?
He does believe your story, and Janae, even Janae says they're no longer his
Yeah,
mods.
they're
They've
no longer
left.
the mods there.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good. And I'm. Let me tell you something. I'm convinced that Michael has several profiles, and I'm convinced that he is messaging himself on his lives, defending as his fans defending him, because there's just no way that people are cannot believe our story. you
Yeah.
know I really believe, and when he gets a donation, I think it's from his troll accounts. I think he sends them to himself,
Make it
just
seem like
just
he's betting stuff. Yeah.
no, just so that the rest of his followers that used to send him money continue. When Anita Head when she made that video, like, he's such a conniving grifter. He's like, oh, if you really want to piss off my haters, send me
Send
a
me a
dollar.
dollar.
Send me a dollar.
Send
Like,
me
he
a
was
dollar.
still
And he
begging
didn't
for
even get a
money.
dollar.
Still grifting. Still grifting.
Yes. Jen
Let's
Lee
show
said
her. Let's show
Jen
her.
Jen Lee says she was a moderator too, and she believes us. Thank you, Jen. For
Hi,
all the
Jen.
people that
Hi, Jen. Welcome in. I didn't see you there. Or did I?
Yeah, so
Hey,
for
Tia.
all of his moderators and ex followers, if y'all can make comments, well, we believe their story now. Maybe you guys, so now our story is out there. We're doing all that we can. Maybe his ex followers and his ex mods can make comments and say, hey, we left his page because we believe the story. There's too much proof out there and whatnot. I mean, that would be amazing.
And plus,
Yeah,
he's a sick motherfucker. Shit.
Yes,
You
he
know
exactly,
is.
what? I'm
Barbara.
sorry. I
Exactly,
gotta
Barbara.
say, like, if he, I think his channel started with a good intent of really helping the people of KNA. But what I did notice is that when he first started to gain, momentum, he would like use someone else's video that had a lot of hits, copy
Mal.
it, and then make a little comment. So that's how he started making, and it's just like, I know a couple people got mad at him that actually had like soup kitchens and things like that and didn't give permission. And they knew what he was doing. He was just trying to chase clout, whatever, and to get people on for him. But I gotta say, if he really, really was doing the godly work to help these people, you know, God bless him, but
He
he's
wasn't.
not. He's not. He still isn't. He's going out. What he's doing is breadcrumbing all of
Dry
his
begging. Yep.
Yeah, we
he's
call it
dry
dry
bagging,
begging.
and
Yep.
no.
Breadcrumbing.
He's breadcrumbing them,
Yes.
and he's not asking them. He's telling them, I could do more if I
Yeah.
had more.
Yep.
So what do? And then look at me. I'm doing all of this outreach, and I don't even have money for my kids. And
Yeah.
that breaks people's
Mhm.
hearts, and people give.
And then you
And
see
that's
him
what it is.
you see him eating, and he begs
Mhm.
for more money to get his kid a gift, and it's a the sad thing is that I've been going after him for like um I don't know, 6 months, almost to a year. I've been looking for Anita for a couple of months, so finally all this is coming together. It's like this is I was going after him for just grifting, but now the story is just it's heartbreaking what we're hearing. So I just want to say thank you for sharing your story and
Oh
your
my God. You guys got to read David Hawthorne's comment. He said, I love this chat. So many cool people here. I have to take my kids to school. Oh my gosh, but I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying. Just got to use toothpicks to hold my eyes open.
Oh.
Buddy.
This is a great chat. This is a great chat,
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
We've been on for 3 hours already. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow, it's
Well, why
10
don't we
o'clock where
start
I am.
wrapping this stuff up? But
Yes,
Yeah,
12 where
it's
I
10 o'clock
love
where
to
I.
do this
It's
again.
1 a.m. for me.
It's
am.
10 a.m. It's 10 p.m. for me.
It's 10 here
Uh,
too, Betsy. You know where we
Yep.
are.
Yep.
it's 1
Yep.
a.m. for me.
We need to, Barb. We need to link up.
Yeah, I'm always down
Yeah.
there because I like to go to the casino, so we can
Hmm.
definitely link up,
Sounds good.
hit the road.
That's
So
But I
does
hope that we can stop this grifting from innocent people.
right,
This is awful, and one
right.
day his well is going to run dry, and then he's mixing it with the Lord and Jesus. In the
Oh,
meantime, the devil
yes.
is, that's just
That's the
sickening.
infuriating part.
Yes.
Such a hypocrite. Oh my gosh, it infuriates me when he does that.
I mean, he ran that
He
settlement
tries to use
scam
scripture. Yeah.
for so long. The settlement. Well, I'm going to get my settlement, but I can't get Christmas gifts for my children because my
Right.
settlement didn't come in.
This is
That
the second
settlement's been
year.
over.
This is the second year in a row, Barbara, that he's done that because last year, not this past year, but the year before,
Hmm.
he grifted that year too.
Right. And that settlement was over in 2022. It was
Oh wow.
dismissed. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. I knew he was fucking lying. I knew he
See,
was.
I have family members that think he's still getting that money, and I'm trying to convince them that
But
no.
I will say there is the end of November. New attorneys did file um, for an arbitration against SEPTA.
And it's for October
It's for
2024,
October.
right?
That's yes,
Right.
correct.
And that's
Yeah.
because we called him out and he knew it was dismissed, so he went back. But I've got news for him. He won't get a penny of that either because Barbie's not done with him.
Mm,
We're going to get the
mm.
last laugh.
Right, he's out there. He's making videos climbing fences. He's not the brightest crayon in
Hello.
the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after child support and you have to pay back Medicaid, they take a third when you use Medicaid for your physical therapy, going back seeing the physicians. And the only reason why I'm saying
Uh-huh.
this because it's public information, but they're going to take a third once they're notified.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
child support, they'll put a lien on whatever he gets, so he won't have shit. And then the attorney takes a third, so he's up shit creek.
Yeah.
He's not
Mhm.
on child support. She won't take him to child support.
Well, he has child support.
No,
In
he's on child
Pennsylvania,
support. She,
He's
look,
on child support.
she didn't put him on child support. What happened is because she gets assistance,
He's
sis.
automatically on child
Then
support.
The
No, no,
state.
he has child support. I've seen the actual child support. He owes over $25,000
she
Mm.
in child
asked you.
support going back to 1990. What's the year? I have to look it up. Forgive me not having that in front of me. He has child support, but that his driver's license wasn't suspended for child support. And I keep trying to tell everyone it was suspended for court fees that he's never paid since 2007. He did make payments, excuse me, up to 2000 and what is it, Nita? 16 or 18 was the last payment?
Yeah, but
Something like
Ashley
that.
wasn't the one
Hey,
who put
wait a
him on
minute.
child
Wait, no,
support.
no, stop now. Wait a minute. You just said something. All right, let's our math people pull out our calculators. Okay. He has child support, right?
Mm-hmm.
From way back 1990 when, right? If supposedly he met her when she was 18 and then had the baby at 19, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means that child support would have started late 90s, right? But that's not true. Okay. What year was Ashley born? I mean, his
This
kid.
is before Ashley's first daughter, his oldest daughter with Ashley. This child support is going back, honey.
Oh,
Oh,
they're talking about Tracy. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
my
you
bad.
y'all can say it, but no, he owes the state of Pennsylvania money, and I'm telling you. But
Okay.
for some reason, they have never attached his driver's license. I guess they have so many, but he would make payments because I can see where he made a $5 payment to hold it off. Then he would go a year, then make an $8 payment. That's all you have to do. All guys know that little trick. So he does have child support. He's lying out his fucking ass, and I'll prove it. He owes child
Yeah.
support.
Is
But
anybody reading? Anybody's reading Shushka's message about the GoFundMe? I mean, the cash.
Did
Is
you
it?
record it?
Yeah, whoever donated. Um. If you guys will have to scroll up because right now I can't even find my glasses and I'm trying to
It'll
see
have a
it and I
negative
can't.
balance for the scam dispute till it's all paid off. Cash App will give you your money back, but Mike will have to pay the Cash App
isn't there a
back
time
to
limit
free
on
his
that?
account for negative. Uh,
Well,
Alrighty.
Hey, ladies, I'm going to ask you a question really quick. I'm going to have to go. Does your brother have a son named after him? A
yeah,
biological son named after him?
he has.
No,
Oh,
no, 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 no.
Okay.
He has his third child, you know, who can I say it?
Yeah, I know. Don't say it. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
yeah,
say it. Dude, no.
yeah. But
he's
she,
not. He has a biological child that is now a son. I said it.
yes, yes.
Okay, but does he? Okay.
That
Well,
is
half
now
a
a
son,
son.
half a son, not a full son.
I know what you're talking about. Okay, that's. I didn't want to go there though, because we have a
Yeah.
few people that like to run with this information. And okay, so he doesn't have a biological junior.
No, and he exploited that as well with his
Okay.
channel, trying to be supportive when everybody else is so against it,
Mhm.
and he exploited the shit out of that.
Yes.
And
Especially because he's homophobic and he's a
yeah,
racist.
Yes,
yeah,
he is. The
yes, he
PHA
is.
told me everything he would call the neighbors, and I'm black, so I'm not going to say the word, but he he likes that N
Wow.
word.
So,
Yeah,
Wow. That's crazy.
yeah.
well, did you catch what I just said? He is homophobic and
Mhm.
he was bragging on his channel in support of his trans son, but that was only for kudos.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No,
he's
Yeah.
homophobic.
he has absolutely nothing to do, well, anyway, with his three
Yeah.
oldest kids.
Yeah.
And he only goes to the middle one when he needs to crash at her house, and she has to always
Wow.
throw him out. But because he just doesn't know when to leave. But he says he's supportive, but has zero relationship with her. Him.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jen Lee, you asked a question. She was the baby mama who was shot in the head. No, she wasn't. Um,
No, no, the one that was shot in the head was the first baby mama.
but she wasn't shot in the head. It
She was
grazed
grazed.
her.
Yeah,
Raised
it
in the
grazed her.
head. Yeah.
Same difference.
Oh, well, way he makes it sound is like she was almost dead. She almost
No,
died.
no, it grazed her. It wasn't meant for her, and but she's not all there, so she thinks So she thinks someone set her up, one of her kids set her up to get shot in the head. Like, she's just not all there. Like,
Yeah.
with everything that she's been through,
Hmm.
and she'll just blame anybody for what happened, but it was an accident, wrong place, wrong time, and it
Yeah.
grazed. Could have been worse, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Hey,
She was
if you
in the
guys can hit
hospital
that
for
like
a test.
button, if you guys can hit that like button, and if you're not already subscribed, can you subscribe to Anita Head's channel?
Yes.
Everybody's panel on here. Me, it doesn't matter because I don't put up videos. But for all the people on the panel that do put up videos, if you guys can like and subscribe and share, share, share.
How do you
That's
do that? I
right.
don't even know what you guys are talking about.
I've dropped my links to Buzzing About Crime and Honeybee's Homestead. That way they can go back and listen. I talk a lot on my page, Buzzing About Crime, all about Mike, all of my lives, past lives for like the last several months. Before, I knew you guys, I had already been going after him and
Uh, the
talking,
the force
talking about him.
Q, the force Q said, "Would y'all say that Ashley is Mike's girlfriend or daughter? She was his
Give
goddaughter.
all the
Okay,
names that she
she,
was.
she was his goddaughter when she was born. Her dad, Mark, and Mike were best friends, so he was her god. She was her goddaughter. Then when Mike moved in, when Mark died and Mike moved in, he became her stepfather. Then he became her children's father.
Okay. Mind blown.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone else have any closing thoughts? Any questions?
If
Anything
anybody
to
has any
touch on?
questions, if anyone has any questions for me, if you don't address me as Moko, I won't respond.
Ah,
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna change my name to Moko on here.
no,
hmm
mocosa. You're gonna be
Yeah,
mocosa. Moco's for boys, mocosa's for girl.
right.
So is it Moko or Mocha?
No, mocosa is girl. Moco is
Mokosa.
boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's still booger, but
All right. I just changed it. Is it showing my name? Hold, let me see.
Now
Let me
you
see.
gotta type in the chat.
Let's see.
She has to
Oh,
change the layout, or not the layout, or something.
I changed it on Backstage.
Okay, I gotta like refresh it. Good night, Barbara. Thank you for being there. Uh,
Night, Barbara.
night.
I
Oh,
love Barbara.
I'm gonna change my name to Betsy Mokolate.
Mocha
Mine's
chocolate.
is Jamila Head. Yeah, I gotta change my name. I gotta change the YouTube name. I
So,
had
so I
nothing
just got
on.
I just got a message from a family member, and the family member is saying that his case wasn't dismissed. What happened was that they offered a settlement, and Michael thought the settlement was too low and denied it.
Oh, that's what he was told. Because that's not what we've been told.
Okay, but see that's when the he says she says comes in, and if anyone can
Right.
prove that it was dismissed, show it because I
Yeah.
want to see it.
I
Yeah, I'd
can
love to
when
see it.
I've gone on and I've looked at just looked up civil cases. I've been on the phone with SEPTA legal department, and when I called initially and gave your brother's information and they went through and looked up, they had said something about sending they that the case had closed out, that they sent information to an attorney, they sent letters out, and they never got a response back. So if that's the one that Barbara's talking about, that one was dismissed. And then they're, I guess, going through the process or trying to do arbitration with SEPTA, and that's what's scheduled in October.
Mm.
So how that changes now that they have all this information, because multiple people have been calling into SEPTA Legal to report them.
So
And if
I'm
he
getting,
thought it was low before, it's going
well,
to be
no, yeah,
even
Mike.
lower now.
So SEPTA did not want to settle the case. That's what happened.
They did not want to settle
Yeah,
it.
I'm getting messages
Oh,
on
okay.
my personal phone. So it's that SEPTA didn't want to settle the case. Mm.
Wait a minute. So I'm confused or delirious. I don't know which.
So the message that I got, it says SEPTA did not want to settle the case because of people calling in.
Is that what
People
it
what?
was?
People that were calling SEPTA and saying that Michael was, I guess,
Oh my
lying or whatever.
God. So they didn't want to settle case. So now it's done.
Well, no, because someone said that there's a case for a court hearing for November.
Yeah, that one, that was just filed the end of November. So I'll have to go back and look. Huh. Well, interesting, interesting. It seems like when you call over to SEPTA, they'll give you the information, um, and they'll pass you off to the attorneys and everything if you want more. But I guess that'll be what I'm doing on Monday.
Hey, listen, I've had a lawsuit before, several of them, and my at one time, I didn't agree with,
Check
when we
the
went to
chat, sis.
arbitration. Hold
Sis,
on. I'm looking.
instead of go back to the chat. There's at the top it says chat, and at the top it says
Yeah,
comment.
yeah, yeah, but it didn't let me type in. But anyway,
No, no, hold
so
on. No, listen. Go to the
yeah,
chat real fast and read what I just wrote.
chat. I see. Uh.
Not on the chat that everybody can
Oh,
see.
no, I see. I get it.
Okay,
Get
okay.
it.
There you go.
Listen. No, I understand, but what I was gonna say is that when I went to go do to arbitration, where we discuss what things we think things are worth, right? Obviously, they came in low, and I was like, absolutely not. This is my bottom line, whatever. And my attorney was like, he wanted me to take their first offer because he was afraid that, if I say no, the judge will think I'm greedy and just dismiss the whole case.
Mhm.
So, because the judge does this every day, he knows what is a right offer and what goes across, his gavel every day. So I don't, but my attorney was like, take the offer. I was like, absolutely not. You know, thank God my thing didn't get dismissed, but that was the risk I ran. That
Yeah.
if I seemed greedy, or was just think, wasn't enough, the judge would find that I'm being greedy, and just throw my whole case away, and I would have to start from scratch all over again. And that could be what happened to him. I don't know, but I'm just telling you what happened to me.
Yeah.
Well, what didn't
Yeah.
happen
Yeah.
to me, what could have. So that's also possible that if someone's saying it was dismissed or whatnot or whatever. So
Yeah. It kind of makes sense, but it doesn't make sense to me because I know SEPTA being a government agency, I think you have to show that you're planning on suing them or have intentions to or something like that within a year and a half. It's not the normal statute of limitations, I guess. But oh well.
Melissa Horn, we posted. Uh, no, I don't know if I sent it. I know I sent it to Honeybee and Anita Head, but there's a app on Google. It's not an app. If you go on Google and you type in how much does drones are eagles, on YouTube makes, star stats will come up and show you exactly. So any YouTuber, this is public information. It's not just for Michael's page. Anyone who is monetized on YouTube, so by law, that's public information. So all you got to do is just go to Google and put in how much is Drones Are Eagles YouTube page worth, and it'll break it down.
You can also
Social
go
Blade does that
to
as well.
You can also go to socialblade.com, and it will also show. You can punch in Drones or Eagles and punch it in, and it'll also show you an estimated amount of income due to all of his views and stuff. So yeah, he makes good money.
And he's projected to make $6,000 in February. Well, I hope we did enough damage before February comes, or I don't know how it works. I don't know how to cut the checks. I don't know if that's what he has already earned, and that's what they're going to send him in February. But
they run a month behind.
Okay, so yeah, he's getting 6,000. I don't know if it's 4,000 or 6,000 in February. It's already up there. It's already all.
And that's, people have to understand that all the ads that he's getting paid for, every time you hit a video, you get paid by the ads. Okay, so he's making good money.
Yeah, people are tapping into it.
Hey, put your banner up, Anita, darling.
I just removed her.
Uh-oh.
But I have her backstage.
Okay, good.
Is that what I wanted to do?
Yeah, that's what you needed to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jamila, do you want to go back in?
Yeah, Engine Joe. Sometimes Social Blade, listen, these stats and stuff, they are an estimate. It's not an exact amount. But look, go to his page. He's got 37,000 subscribers. And, go through and look at his shorts and what they've, how many views he's got on that. And how many views, he's got on his lives and his videos. And just think, nobody sends super chats because everybody sends him Cash App or PayPal or GoFundMe.
What happened to Jamila?
She's back.
She's here.
Oh, okay.
She had the light on and it was on her, so I just took her.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There she is. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if she wanted to show her face.
Well, she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she? I'm a hag.
She is beautiful. Of course she's beautiful.
I'm a hag. I don't want to show my hideous face out there.
She is gorgeous.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, are we going to call it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I'm doing some more of these.
Hey, hey, listen. Wait a
minute.
minute.
Up the videos.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the military, right, we do this thing called an AAR, an after action review. And what we do is, right, you have to say 3 good things, actually 3 negatives, 3 ups, 3 downs, so what was our goal, what was, let's say 3 negatives. Oh, well, I didn't like the way so and so kept bitching. I don't like the way Jamila talked so much. I don't like the way that we couldn't understand who the mods were, and we stopped there, right? And then 3 positives. How can we improve the channel? What can we do better? For what could we bring more of, like this? And then the person of the channel, closes it out with the final thought. So that's what you call an after action review. Anybody can just chime in when it's, let's get 3 downs. Okay, they could be text messages, the text or someone talking. After that, 3 ups, and anything positive, what did happen or whatever, anything positive. And then this is Anita's channel. She closes it out with her final thought. So Anita, it's all you.
I love that. Okay, so we're gonna do three negatives.
Mm-hmm.
Um, does anybody have any suggestions? Negative for me was just trying to keep up with the chat. And I know I had some trolls in there, and I just kind of let that fly. But I know that is distracting when you're on the other end watching, and your connection is the chat, and to have somebody in there. So that I apologize for. Um, Negative, I maybe wasn't as prepared as I should have been when we started the chat because I ran a little bit late with some technical difficulties. Does anybody else have a negative they want to share? Something constructive or
So the negative, well, the negative for me was, and it not necessarily this chat for me. I feel remorseful for saying that Ashley is not a victim. The positive is for me that I got to say it this chat, you know,
yeah?
and another positive is that I think that um, the details that were given today, I think that only a mentally challenged person would not believe them. I think people who are level headed know we're not lying.
Hey, about what you're saying, I'm just going to piggyback that. I said it already. I'll never talk about it again. I'll never talk about my story again. So if they didn't hear it already, I'm done with it. And I'm here just for the gossip now. If I can add in or whatever here and there, but I won't be telling my story again. That's it. It's done. It's over with.
Well, somebody
Yeah.
does have a question for you,
Yeah.
and they asked me this personally on my, not on this live, but the person asked me why we don't file charges against Michael, and I already explained the reason why I didn't, and my reason is he's only 2 years older than me, and if he only served 3 years for what he did to an 8-year-old, then he really wouldn't. He wouldn't serve time for what he did to me because he was only 2 years older, but he was almost 5 years older than you. And the person wants to know your reasoning for not filing charges now.
Okay, well, that's the past. It's water under the bridge. I've made the decision to not let him or his harm live rent free in my heart or my head anymore. I strive every day to forget that piece of my life and not let it, seep into any portion. It used to seep into my sex life, but I don't allow it to do. I try hard. It's a therapy I'm doing, and I try not to, every day. But as far as punishing him, hurting him, I've made peace with that with God a long time ago. I forgave him for me so that I can move on. And
Uh-oh. Well,
Hello?
she dropped off. She'll be back.
can you hear
Hello.
me?
There
Yes.
she is.
Now we can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, I was saying that I can't have a relationship with God or anybody that I say I love you to because I really wouldn't mean it if my heart wasn't clear and not heavy. So a long, long time ago, I put my childish ways away, and I sometimes feel like I'm not who that person is anymore. And I kid with my sister because my mom calls me Jamila, right? So, and everybody changed their name, tweaked it here and there. So like I really ride on Betsy, and I'm like, say my name right, because it's a disconnect. It's a psychological disconnect that we do where we don't want to be Jamila anymore. you know I don't want to be that person anymore. I'm Jamila. That's who I am, you know? And if that's the only disconnect that I can have, then that's what it's going to be. Also, Why the dude is not successful. He's never been successful. I feel that I'm successful. I feel like I'm blessed and highly favored. So, with my past being my past, it is what it is. No need to drag that forward. And you know who I would hurt if I did something like that today?
Mommy.
My mom.
Mm-hmm.
I would crush my mom, even though she knows what a scumbag he is. It's still my mother's son, and it will crush her. And if I have her here, is to protect her and take care of her. And I'm
Question: is
not
she
gonna
watching
let
this live?
no, no, no. I put her to bed already.
How do
I
you
gave
know
her
she's not sneaking and watching it?
she doesn't know where to find it. She doesn't know how to mess with YouTube. I just put her
Okay.
on. And the videos I sent it to her TikTok. The videos you sent me, I
Oh,
sent it
she
to her
she will
TikTok.
know how. She know. She's pretty good on that stuff, and she's good on YouTube. She'll probably look up Anita Head, because she knows you're on the phone. She probably is watching.
Nah,
Okay.
nah, nah. She would have
Hi,
called me
Mom, if you're
downstairs.
watching.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
no. She would have
subscribe.
called me. She would have had me go downstairs and help her,
Yeah.
on the phone or whatever. But I just bought her a new iPhone, so she's got the 15, I got the 13. But we're trying to figure out how to use her phone. So trust me, she's not there yet. She's not watching.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
but anyway, to finish up what I was saying, sorry, I wouldn't crush my mom like that. So Mike gets a pass.
Yeah.
And even if it wasn't for my mom, I'm over it. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. It's the past. And God doesn't leave any stone unturned. If he wants to talk about God, he will never be successful, and his lies will catch up. He'll lose people every day, and he won't know what to do with that channel anymore. He's going to have to reinvent himself. So
Yeah.
there's my answer.
Good
So
answer.
okay, someone said Betsy said that someone wanted to get their cane corso to attack Mike, but she can't live with that on her conscience and doesn't want any violence on him, but just wants his channel shut down. Correct. Also, no mother should outlive their children, and my brother is a despicable person. Everybody here knows we don't like him. However, I do not wish for my mother to bury one of her children. It's just not
Yeah.
natural. It's not natural. Our children are supposed to bury us, and she's in her golden years, her last years, and yes, I do not want anyone to attack my brother. Now, if he goes to prison, I think that's the safest place for him, because
And everybody else.
right.
Yeah.
Well, mainly, I'm speaking just from mom's perspective, because a lot of people, they don't like pedos, and a lot of people do vigilante work, and I'm saying, please, for us, I do not want my mom to suffer having to
Yeah.
bury a child.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
wouldn't surpass that.
I would
Hmm.
never wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
Never.
No, he could be the biggest monster in the world. No mother would want
Yeah.
to bury their child. That guy that shot up the movie theater all those years ago, his
Mhm.
parents were picking up for him. That the guy who killed that young girl, the ones that they were in the van life, like when he committed suicide, they had, like, even though they knew that their son had did a despicable act, that as a parent, nobody wants to bury their child. And no
Yeah.
matter how bad a child is, a mother's love is forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He doesn't deserve it, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honeybee, do you have your
Final
positive and
thought.
negatives?
Oh yeah.
You know, I would have to say and agree with Betsy on the negative for me, and go with what she said too, because I for sure, know what it feels like to be a victim. Um, I have never told my story, and so um, I do understand that, you know, when you're young, you do as a child does. But when you become an adult, you do as an adult does. And
I
she's a
agree.
victim, yes, but yet at the same time, now in her adulthood, even being a victim, she is complicit in the acts that are going on with his grifting. She
Yes, she
eats
is.
out on this money. This money is given to her. He grifts using her, whether it's needing milk or it used to be diapers and milk and cigarettes and, uh,
Cat litter.
hotels, cars, um, vets for your cats that you brought in off the street. I mean, this man, I've watched him for 2 years and I've got, so that's my negative. Um, the positive is look at all the people that are in here tonight.
Yes, exactly.
I have thought about this, Anita, and talked to my friend about this several times and saying, I wish somehow they would believe me and we could all get together and talk and share because it is painful what he has done. And now we find out this. We didn't know how deep it was. I for certain didn't know. So that's the positive out of this is that look at all of us coming together and joining forces and being united against him. And that, hopefully that in itself will take him down.
Yes.
He'll just leave on his own.
Shushka just made a point that I was just about to make. She said, I'm totally blown away how graceful and righteous Mike's sisters are. I
Yeah.
was just going to say, I believe that me and my sister are showing him a lot of grace by pleading with people out there to not harm him. And
Mhm.
he won't even appreciate that. He will find out about this live, or if he's watching it, he will deny it. He'll start, talking about us. He won't even appreciate the fact that we're saying, hey, listen, he is what he is. However, please, we just don't hurt him. Let the judicial system catch up with him. I have faith that it will.
Me
And
too.
he's gonna his own stubbornness of not taking his channel down is gonna be his downfall.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'd rather see him alive for the rest of his life, suffering and knowing that we brought him down in prison rather than the easy way out.
Yeah.
Mhm. Respect
Yeah.
that.
Hey, I have a question, and this is a technical issue. Can you hear me?
Mhm. Yes.
So it keeps saying like to join the chat, and I keep trying it, but it keeps taking me to like it's sign in with your phone number or your email. I hit my email and then it's asking me to put in my password. I haven't set up any of that stuff. What am I doing wrong? Is there's like a duck chat or something? There's a duck and it says chat or something.
She's on that stream.
That's on StreamYard, yeah. Um
Okay, but I didn't set up anything and I didn't join anything. But I'm trying to like chat, like write in the text and stuff like I was, and I don't have that access anymore. I can only
you're
talk.
trying to chat in the studio?
Look at the top. Look at the top of your of the phone. Do you see where it says chat comments?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What's
So,
highlighted?
so when I hit chat, it's the private chat between
Uh
me
huh.
and Betsy Mocosa,
Uh
right?
huh.
Alright, go hit comments, and it
Okay, I
should
hit
toggle over
right.
to the, stream comments,
No,
right?
it's just what everyone is. MZG, Suchka, Rebecca, Rose. I can see everybody, and then underneath for me it says join the chat, right? And I hit
Uh,
join the chat, and it takes me to StreamYard, I guess, or something to put in my join with email pass. Anyway, don't worry about it. I'll talk to my sister afterwards. I won't keep you guys on the phone or whatever. She'll help me get it away.
yeah, that
It's
I'm
fine.
not sure about.
Hey guys, don't forget to really piss us off to send $1 to Mike's
Oh
Cash App.
yeah,
Yes.
Remember?
send me $1 to my cash app.
Yeah,
Mine's
because
is more money. It's $1.50.
so it can really piss him off. So it can really
Yeah,
piss us off. I mean,
yeah,
remember.
Yeah.
yeah.
You feel us.
Yeah.
What a clown.
I just wanted to end it off too with my positives, and I'm just gonna echo um, kind of what Honeybee said is the people and when I started this, I thought three people might watch me, Barbara, and Luke, and to have we had what up 75.
I sent the link to about 15 people, so I hope my people are
Oh,
watching.
thank you everyone that's shown up, the support, meeting Mike's wonderful sisters.
Fake
It's
sisters. Fake sisters. Sorry. I had to
Paid,
correct
fake.
you.
That's right.
paid actress.
You guys, I am just blown away by you
Who is
both,
this
and
talking? Who's talking?
it's
That's
me,
the
Lisa.
host. Oh, honey.
Okay.
That's Anita Head. Anita Head,
Anita Head,
aka
Okay.
affectionately
Anita
known as.
Brain.
There you go, Anita
That's
Brain.
the brain. Hey,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what Mike calls her because he, for some reason, thinks that he's this great influencer, and that if he mentions her by her channel name, that he'll give her publicity. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
That's
Boy.
exactly
Oh,
what he does.
hey,
Sweet.
hey, guys, you want to know what else we used to call him? Egghead. And we used, because of his head,
Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and he would lose his shit.
Lose his shit.
Egghead, Edgar, and Humpty Dumpty.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh
Mm-mm-mm.
my god.
So I
But
mean, how's he gonna deny? Come on, this is our family. Yeah, this is our family stories that we have growing up, and he really thinks that people are so dumb that like we're just gonna sit on here. The first time I spoke, it was almost 5 hours. The second time was like 2 or 3 hours. This one's going on 3.5 hours. Does he really think that people don't have nothing to do but to pretend to be his siblings and then make up? I guess me and Jamila, I guess me and her are in cahoots, and we're making up all these stories.
stories,
Like
yeah.
what?
And we planned this all ahead of time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
know he's
yeah.
got to have knots in his
Melissa
stomach.
Horn. I'm sure he has blocked you because my name Honeybees means Melissa, and that's what he knew me as was my name. And then I changed it to Honeybees Homestead and started a channel. And so I'm not surprised that he blocked you just because of your name.
And yeah, the Melissa name. Oh.
Hey
Because
Well,
guys,
I appreciate everybody being here, and well, I don't know what else to say.
it's been awesome. This has been an awesome
Yeah,
chat for your first
let's
live
do it
chat.
again.
I
Let's
want to
Yes.
do it
see.
again.
I want to see your part two, Anita Head. You
My
don't
part two.
aren't you supposed to drop a part two? I thought the other one was a part one.
The other one should have been a part one, and when I went back in, it was only like 10 minutes that
Wait,
I
I
wound
got
up
a good
doing.
one.
But
Anita, when you do your videos, I'm
yeah,
sorry, when you do your videos, you gotta put the video where he says, like I said, you can get my mother, and then do your words, Mama wants to talk.
Oh.
Mama wants to know where her $1,000 is. Mama want mom
uh,
Mama's ready to talk. But
Right.
she
Oh,
talks in Spanish. We'd have to translate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
You
Michael.
gotta do a video. I'm telling you. Y'all gonna have
okay,
to pay for that one
okay.
though. For real, for
I'm
real.
I'm
Y'all gonna have to cash out my mama for that.
Yo, you gonna have to cash
I'll
app
tip
out
her a
the
dollar.
ass on that one.
That's funny.
Oh
Good
my god, I
night.
love it.
Yep, Lego my ego.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh god.
I had a good time on this chat,
Me
guys. I
too.
appreciate
Yeah.
for the invitation. Anita Head, I really appreciate you guys, you hosting us. You
Yeah.
know,
No,
Free
thank you guys
therapy.
for being here. And yeah, I
so
hope everyone has a great night, and please hit that like button.
Mhm.
Let's try and get this viral and get this pushed out.
I have
YouTube
one
will
last
start pushing.
I have one last question
Sure.
for the ladies and on the live, the ones that are speaking, the ones that are have the, me, you, my sister. I want for you guys to predict how Michael is going to deny this, and if anybody in the chat wants to predict how he will deny this, let's hear it.
Hmm. Very
Hmm.
good
Does
question.
anybody got any predictions?
Well, of
Well,
course, I paid somebody because Jeff. They keeps alleging Jeff pays Amber to talk so poorly of him.
hmm
Not that he's a bad, awful person. It's Jeff's got to pay somebody to say something so negative about him. Um, did I pay another sister? Did I? I don't know. I don't
How, are
know.
you rich?
Yeah, I must be.
Mm-mm-mm.
Uh,
I don't. I
What do you
listen.
guys think?
I think he's gonna. I think he's still gonna have his channel just to keep, stay up. But I think he's gonna lose his subscribers. Not enough to make money. Not enough to, and I think that's gonna be his
hmm
lesson learned because he lied. He scammed his way to where he's at, and with your channels and things that you guys are doing, um eventually people aren't stupid. Come on, they're gonna weigh things out and be like, yeah, this sounds right, this doesn't sound right. They're gonna start to
Yeah,
pick up on things and they're gonna start to drop off.
yeah,
well,
It's
that's what he
unfortunate for him,
does.
but
I've watched him, and that's what he does. New people come, they figure him out. He'll drop out for a little while when they figure him out because he's shamed. Then he'll come back, gain all these new subscribers, and get all of the money flowing, and then it stops because people start figuring it out, and he starts attacking them.
mm,
mm,
Okay, and I mean, a lot of people that have left him have been attacked. So you know that's why he came after me really hardcore when I left, and I left, you know, just on my own accord because I figured out who he was, and he
yeah.
got mad because I called him out on it.
yeah, but that's what he does. That's the attitude he have, and that's
Uh
his
huh.
demeanor all his life. He's high, you're low. He's
Yeah.
smarter, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the con man, you know? Funny as shit.
Very.
He is funny, but he is a con
Yeah.
mastermind. Yeah, absolutely.
hey, Anita Head, do you mind if I drop my TikTok?
Not at all.
So, will I be able to type it or will YouTube
Just
I
block
say
think you
it?
it.
could
It's pretty
type it.
easy.
Okay, so my TikTok is at guess guess underscore who underscore and underscore wonder. So, and then we have also spilling the beans. So, if you guys can go and support me on TikTok as my as if you guys can follow me, I do have some videos up there that I posted as well. So let me see if I
I
can.
tried posting another one this afternoon and it got taken down. I was a little too harsh.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not allowed to harass.
Well, I'm technically still in the army, and I'm not allowed to do bad things on social
Oh yeah,
media.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm retiring this month, actually, February. But after that,
So in
you
March
know,
it's game on.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I just posted my TikTok. Guess who and wonder. And if you're confused, just look at it because you'll see that I have videos too of Mike up there. So I would
Okay.
appreciate you guys. And my thing is TikTok. I don't even know how to even navigate YouTube.
Yeah, I find it to me I find TikTok um very strange to
Yeah, me too.
navigate and yeah, but I'm over there.
Yeah. Okay.
You got me some cool points with my kids, but
All
Uh,
right.
so did the Anita head.
I had to
Oh
explain to
God.
my mom today. She says, well, who's Anita? Who's Anita Head? I'm like, Mom, it's a play on words, Mom. And I'd explained to her what head was. Anita, if you say it fast, I need,
Anita.
yeah. And she was like, oh, that's ugly. I'm like, yeah.
I got a question, Anita. You sure you're not Mike's familiar? Because we
Oh boy.
we busted on his head his entire life, and what a coincidence that your screen name is Anita Head.
Anita Head.
Mm.
You should be Anita Eggert.
The funny thing when he said on his live, he was like, I think it's one of my old mods. The voice was familiar, but I think it was one of my old mods from last year. Dude, it was your sister. You know who your sister is. Good night.
Oh
When I
God.
heard him say that, like, it was so good. I almost became a subscriber for him.
He's that convincing. He's that convincing.
Yeah. I'm
He
like,
is.
oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty freaking good. I'm telling you, like, knowing, we all know each other, our siblings, right? We know everything about each other, just about, right? Our characters and things like that. And
Mhm.
this, I have to say, his pod channel has probably been the best thing that he's ever done in his life, but he went about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
He could have had a great thing, and all the bad things that he's done in the past, they wouldn't go away, but he can do that,
He could have
born
done damage
again.
control,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that was me, but now I'm here and now I'm this, and
but he
yeah,
started grifting.
yeah, that's where he messed up,
Yeah.
but here we are. So I hope you guys get what you want. You know,
Yeah.
I don't really don't have any desire, but I hope you guys get what you want.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
And I think your videos are pretty funny. I sent them to my mom.
They are. They're fucking hilarious.
Yep.
I'm trying.
And the part
And
that gets me is when you first start your video and that like hand comes out. I'm like,
the
she
little
just went
Fred
from,
Flintstone hand.
yeah, I'm like, she went from 5 4 2 4 1. I'm like, what happened to 3? What happened? I'm like, I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what that means, and I'm like, she didn't go. My OCD kicked in. It's 5 4 3 2 1.
Do you know what? That's a video like when you're editing um in Power Director, you can go through and pick like an outro video. So they have these, templates that you can go in and change and put, like in subscribe or whatever. And that video, I just pick up, I click that I want it in the video, and it just transfers over that way. So I don't edit
Mm.
that at all. I'll have to take a
Oh,
look at it now, or maybe I should just keep
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
But
keep it
I
because
keep
it's,
it. Keep it. I keep
yeah,
it.
no,
I
keep
like.
it. It
Now it's like
drives my
unique.
OCD up the wall. And I think it's my eyes. I put my glasses on. I know that was 5 2 4 4 2 4 4 1. Good night.
Oh
Now watch
God.
when you guys see it's gonna bother you guys too. Good. I hope it
Yeah,
does.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
Mike has a Patreon.
What's
Does
a
he?
Patreon?
No, no.
Oh no.
You can join though.
Another
He's got
platform
membership.
to get money
What's a
on.
Patreon?
It's
A
another
lot of
platform.
YouTubers have it to put additional content on.
Oh,
Um,
It's another platform,
oh,
and
to earn
on
some money,
YouTube.
you usually have to pay a membership to get into it.
mhm,
Oh,
It's a paywall.
mhm.
Um,
oh.
It's a.
He's not that big.
I, I've had two YouTubers I followed that I tried the Patreon, and I was like, what the heck? Like I wasn't there was no benefit to it, so I canceled
Yeah.
it. But
All right,
all right,
ladies.
ladies, I'm calling it
Okay.
because it's 2 o'clock in the morning here.
Yep.
Yeah.
That puts us at 4 hours,
Had a great
right?
time.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I hope
Okay.
everyone has a wonderful night, and I'm going to click the button in
Yeah.
3,
2,
2,
Wow.
1.
2, 4.
1.
Ah, ah.